Return of the Mac, M.A.C, Moss, Andrew, Carl, episode 150. We're back in the house. What's happening, fellas?
What's good, you, man?
What up? What up?
What's that?
It was on Flagrant. They watched this dude that put the video about like how comedians be doing podcasts. And somebody announcing it. Somebody like, what up? On the other side.
I don't remember that. I'm sure I saw it, though. What's going on?
Not much, man.
Same old, bro. They cool.
Same here. Nothing crazy going on. Just enjoying the
I've been on the block all morning.
Like working this morning.
Work off. Getting that work off.
I understand.
First we was in the lab. Now we on the block with it.
Pushing fragrance.
Yeah, for sure. I'm coming back too.
That's all that matters.
That's all that matters. As long as they come back, you know you got something.
Successful day today so far. Huh?
Yeah, I think so. We sold a lot of candles. By the way, capture sunshine. Look it up.
Hey.
Go to the website.
Sunshine.
Yeah. So a fair amount of candles at the vendor spot today, and I think we probably did better than most of the people that was up there.
Oh, you was keeping tally, like we're the kings.
I wanted to see who was getting the most action.
Everything's a competition.
Our shit was popping a little bit at certain times. So
that's what's up.
We did pretty good. For sure.
I mean, you know, we don't like good fresh sticks, candles.
Right?
Just smell a candle. Everybody loves a good smell good.
Yeah, right.
It's like a go-to. Everybody loves
I can tell the people who won't go buy none. I'll tell you that. It's like you look like you don't like the smell of nice shit.
Yeah, right.
You gonna describe these people for us?
I mean, like, I don't know if they need a description, bro. I think kind of, dirty looking folks. Probably don't, like dirty candles.
I think you
You
can
look
tell.
like a hoarder.
Yeah, you can tell somebody that
that
isn't really keeping the house smelling nice.
Yeah. Usually it reflects on themselves.
I can see that.
Understood.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy happened this week?
Nothing crazy, man. Just been get back into the grind of things. So we had a big cookout on Sunday.
Yeah, had a cookout.
And that was pretty much it. We had a good time there.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we did. I was definitely feeling myself. I was off that Jameson feeling good.
Oh yeah, I appreciate Moss came through. You kicked it with your boy.
Yeah, man, it was cool.
Poured up a couple of cups. Had a good time. Yeah, I was on the grill.
Vibes. I was just
working, man.
Yeah, he was getting it.
What'd you put on the grill?
I just cooked
every meat imaginable.
Nah, I just cooked some jerk chicken and hamburgers, hot dogs, and I did the baked beans. And then we had some other people bring some stuff too. Like,
who brought the steaks?
I don't know.
Some steaks.
I didn't even see that. I didn't get a steak.
Type of chicken.
Yeah, it was some more grilled chicken. We had pasta salad there. Shannon made some devil eggs.
That sounds incredible, son.
There's a lot of cabbage and stuff. Corn
I don't know
on
about
cob.
cabbage, but
Cabbage, it's pretty good.
And there's a lot of different stuff going on.
Yeah,
that sounds fire.
A whole lot of desserts and stuff too, like some strawberry cobbler we had. It was a good time.
I'm starving now.
Yeah.
I haven't ate yet today. I wasn't even feeling hungry. As soon as you started describing all this stuff, man.
Damn right.
I have to figure that out after the pie.
She was hitting it.
Yeah, apparently I'm on the baked bean committee now.
That's your spot, huh?
Yeah, I mean, no, this is what Shannon's aunts were telling me the other
Baked
day.
bean come in.
Yeah.
Oh, you did the baked beans?
Yeah, they're gonna put me on the
Baked
list.
beans were kind of slapping.
Yeah, they said they're gonna put me on the list for the baked beans.
That's
I
what
felt honored. It was my first time making them. I felt
It's an art. Like people talk about like who make the best mac and cheese, who do the baked beans.
yeah, that's for sure.
It's a
It was
a different
gone.
respect.
It was going at the end of the night, you know. So
Big facts.
yeah, for sure.
I see you got some talent.
All together, you know, fam eating all right. They surviving over there. So,
We survived.
yeah,
Gotta feed the village, you know.
yeah.
What about you, Moss? Anything?
What else I have going on? Oh, I had this story. Daughter got a 4 cards came in with her, you know, came in through the mail. You know, she got through, she passed, she did what she had to do. But you know, I could see like just looking throughout the year, the grades, there was like a fall off at the end of the year. So I was just like, you know, what's going on? Like, you started out on a roll, then they started to drop like significantly in the second semester. What's going on? Like, I understand she was going through her stuff earlier. But the latter part of the year, everything was good. I was like, what happened? She was missing work, a lot of stuff. I'm like, she hit me with the, I don't know, I think I just had that senioritis.
What? Like, you can't start using that yet.
I'm like, hold on. See, this is what I'm talking about right now. You get y'all a little graduation. Now you think y'all seniors now?
You're not a senior.
It's not senioritis.
Yeah,
You're not
right,
a senior.
right.
You're in grade. You're in grade going to that grade.
You got a lot of school left.
Senioritis.
It's like, yeah, you got.
But you go back to school in 2 months. That's not what senioritis is.
No.
Right.
That's not what that is.
Hey,
That's
look.
the thing to hit me with.
Early grades, you just gotta pass though.
Yeah.
Get that honor roll in the
Yeah.
first half of the year, then you don't have to have the entire grade.
That's
the
how she
second
was
half.
giving it up to. I'm like, yo, that's not, we can't just be carrying it like that. You can just slack off the latter part of the year. Yeah, keep it going.
It's like putting up 20 in the first quarter,
Yeah.
and it don't matter what you do the rest
Y'all
of the game.
still
You
lost
gonna
the
have a good
game. Like, you could have lost the game because you slacked off in the third and fourth.
Yeah,
What we doing? But, you know, she did what she had to do.
she passed though.
Yeah.
So we are.
That's the important part.
Yeah.
True indeed. That's about it.
I didn't do nothing crazy this week. I think I mentioned to y'all last week. Mac's been in town, so I've been hanging out with him throughout the week and stuff. My sister and them just got their flight booked yesterday. They're gonna be here like first week of July through mid-August or something like that.
Come for a while. Then.
Yeah.
That's dope.
So that'll be dope. That'll be dope to have them around for like a month and a half. But other than that, man, regular week. Go to work every day. Bullshit for a couple of hours till the game starts.
Yeah.
And that's about it.
Yeah. Is that where we're going first?
I think
I
so.
think we got something to address before we get into anything.
Oh, we do.
It's something that needs to be addressed. I think we've been avoiding it for a couple of weeks now. It needs to be addressed.
Oh,
You
really?
need to explain to us your transition to Sean from Boy in This World and what's going on with you right now.
No.
Pat Riley today. Pat Riley today.
Pat Riley, okay.
I thought I had told y'all a while back. I mean, I haven't cut my hair in 6 months.
Yeah, I understand. We've been noticing the transition, you know what I'm saying?
We're going all out. We're going.
That shit looks slick though.
You know, Johnny Brown out here.
Mac said yesterday, he was like, we were talking about my hair. He was like, "You going full man Bunnington?" I was like, "Yeah." And I like calling it that now. From now on,
Man Bunnington.
Man Bunnington. But yeah, I'm trying to grow it all out at this point. I think I got past the first couple of weeks where it looked really, really retarded. And right now, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of where it's at right now, but
Right. Making it work.
So black people grow out the hair a little bit, and y'all can just throw the braids on.
Not necessarily. There's a
early
rough
on.
stage before the braids.
I'm not saying
It
that
dep-
there's no awkward
Right.
phases,
It
but you
just
got the
depends.
ability to like throw some twists in or do something where it's not just crazy long
It
hair.
depends on if you want like those neck braids. You know, the ones that
It
just.
depends on how fast your
just-
hair grows.
Right,
But-
like that's an awkward stage.
When it's done up or braided up, it grows faster, right?
That's
what's
it.
supposed to
Yeah.
happen when
Yeah.
it's
Okay.
braided up, it's supposed to grow faster.
I didn't know that. I feel like y'all have cooler options when
Right.
you're trying to get to the end goal.
Right.
Us white dudes, especially mine, I don't have the greatest hair. It's just straight. Like I don't got no curls to do nothing that looks cool or nothing. So my shit just looks it just looks long. That's why I keep
Gel
a
it up.
hat on at all
Gel it
times.
up.
But yeah, man, it's whatever. It's
I
whatever.
mean, you
We're gonna
get
try it out.
cornrows.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The cornrows, that would be wild. You came in with the mellows.
Look, I think I could do it, but too many people get problems, and it is what it is, man.
Too many people get problems.
You can go.
Saying I'm a culture vulture now.
Get the
all of a
Ja
sudden.
Rule. Black people ain't doing that no more.
What's the Ja Rule?
The half.
Oh, no.
Half
Oh,
out.
you half and half. I ain't know what he was going with that.
The Ja Rule, though.
Nah, I don't think that's for me.
Niggas have retired that one, so they won't be bad.
I
When
mean,
they
braids
pick up.
are back. Braids are back. They fully back now.
You think so?
Yeah, it's back. Motherfuckers.
I mean, I don't think they
When
ever
Drake
like.
puts on braids, they back. Just everybody
Alright,
with braids now.
I think at a certain point, as an adult male, you should no longer get cornrows. Like at a certain age, like if you're like 30 plus, I don't think you should have cornrows in your head anymore as an adult male.
They out here though.
They out here.
I've heard people say
I'm
that
passing
before.
judgment. Just know.
I think it looks cool.
I just
I mean, as long as-
depends on how, if you can rock them good. That's all. At the end of the day,
But it gets
if
to a
your
point
shit
it's
look
like
childish.
Do you think Drake looks stupid?
a little bit,
Really?
a little bit. And I just get to a point because it's like you kind of old. Your hair really not growing like
I
it
heard somebody
was.
say Drake got Benjamin Buttons. Like he looks like he about 26 right now. He's like in his mid 30s.
I don't know.
Braids only lost a few years.
I don't know. I'm not in support of the cornrows after a certain age. So,
You say that.
I just feel
So
like
we say that as a man with dreads.
Right?
that shows commitment. That man's committed to the cause.
That is
Braids mean I don't know. I might cut. Motherfucker, lock it up.
Is it commitment?
Show me you
Is it
you
more
about something.
commitment?
Yeah, it's commitment.
You don't think so?
How is it more committed?
Because you can't. I can't cut like if I want to cut my hair or get rid of if I want to get rid of my locks, I got to cut my hair. That is the only way around it. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. I have to cut my hair off. Take your braids out and rock a fucking fro.
I mean, you gotta get rebraided and stuff.
Yeah, like y'all, it's
I don't know.
just get you a fade or lock it up. That should be your options as a 30-year-old.
But you got no respect for braids at all.
No,
It looks
I'm only
way.
trying like a lemonade braids.
Yeah,
Like,
it
no,
looks-
you either rock a regular haircut or dreads. Which way you go?
It looks way down on
as a
those
teenager, you're fine.
Right.
You know,
Oh, you talking about like older
a
guys.
man trying to figure his life out, yeah, you're fine. You know, about 24 years old, I respect that. You 30 plus, dog. You need to, show some commitment.
Do you have a stance on this? Or
I mean,
braids
I think
after
you
a
do
certain
how you
age?
feel. I ain't mad at nobody getting braids. I wouldn't rock it myself.
Have you ever?
I have braids before.
Yeah.
I almost have locked my shit up. At one
I
point.
think you'll be hard pressed to find a black man
That hasn't tried.
that has not had cornrows
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
in their life. Everybody's tried it.
That makes sense.
It's just
It's time of
depends.
my life. I was dating an island girl.
She convinced you?
She was like, no, we're not convinced. It was just like, it was just around.
Yeah.
It was like the thing.
Why not?
It was like, why not? Hey, try this out.
I hear you.
See, I used to rock braids and never take my do-rag off.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Never show them at all.
That's wild.
I had my do-rag on all the time.
The part that sucks right now is my hair is long enough, like right now, that I could get a real haircut and get it shortened up on the sides and in the back and stuff, and have like
Get you the shorts.
I think I could have a kind of cool look.
Shorts.
Yeah, like that's the general idea.
Yeah.
Do a little something up top, but I really, at this point, I really want to try to see if I can do it. I don't know. I don't know if I've got the commitment, as Carl says, to go full man Bunnington, but we're gonna try.
I mean, you made it this far.
Right?
Yeah.
That's how I look
You
at it.
might
But it's
as well-
not. It's not like right around the corner.
Right, you might as well, though, thug it out and then see if you like the shit or not.
That's the plan. That's
See
the
if you
plan.
like it,
Yeah.
and then if you don't, just cut the motherfucker off.
Just don't lock it up.
Yeah, I don't plan the locked up has never been an
Not do the
option.
white locks.
Never been even a desire.
It just never looked good.
I'll be honest
It's-
with you. When I was a kid and I created
Like the
my
Grinch.
creative player, always had braids.
Really?
My creative player always had.
Because you like
cornrows.
Iverson.
I love the Iverson and that Bella. It was like
Right.
you were wearing a headband and
Right, and
cornrows.
That's what a basketball player looks like. What do you mean?
Exactly. Every creative player, that's what we did. So there's a part of me that wishes I could get away with it, but I won't.
Tell you, man.
Once we get past the summer, it's straight though. It's easy once I get past the summer, I should say.
Why is that?
Because I don't like how it looks right now. During the summer, it's too hot to be wearing like beanies and shit outside.
Oh, got you. Yeah.
Once it cools down, and I can just throw the beanie on, like the longer hair coming out the back of the beanie looks cool.
Yeah.
I could do that anywhere. Yeah. So the Pat Riley today is an experiment. We gotta find a style that I can wear to church. And there's not too many other places, but I guess if I went out to dinner at some nice place or something, you can't throw a hat on. I gotta have something I can fall
I
back.
have a hot date.
Might have to have it set
You a leather jacket, Fonzie.
I don't like the way he set this up. Though. He said, we've been ignoring this for weeks.
This is like a reveal right there. You fully out with it, with it styled up and everything. We gotta like address it, man.
We're here.
No more.
We're here. It is what it is, man.
Good shit, though.
All right, now can we go to the finals? Can we get this off of me now?
Sure. Which one we go to the finals? Where we at, man?
Oh,
4 games in.
Yeah, so now it's been 2 games since last week, right?
That's right.
All right, well, we can
Both
definitely
lost.
do this game by game then.
Well, it's been 3
Both
games though, right?
It's been 2.
No, because
I think it was tied up 1-1 before when we.
It was 1-0, I think, last time we recorded. But I can't remember exactly. This was it game 2 Sunday night?
They play on Sunday.
It was Sunday.
Game 2 was Sunday night.
All right, so we go back then.
Yeah.
Game 2. Game 2 feels like a long time ago.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, it ended up being.
There's not much to talk about. We got our ass whooped.
I was gonna say it ended up being a blowout, right?
We got whooped.
Which I think we all. Well, I mean, I wouldn't say you expected that, but I think we all expected that Golden. I think you even said last week you thought Golden State might be able, or would probably take game 2.
Facts.
Yeah.
They at home.
So that wasn't.
Got them
anything
win first
crazy.
game. They weren't gonna let us get both of them.
They did what they were supposed to do. Got game 2.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember anything about it? I honestly don't even remember like who went off or nothing.
I don't know if anybody.
Game 2 was Clay finally showed up.
Yeah, he
that was 3.
Was that 3?
Yeah, he held it down in game
I'll
3.
say
You know,
his game 2 was pretty awful.
I believe it was.
Yeah, it was. He had 15.
15.
It was light.
Yeah.
That was the Wiggins game. Wiggins had 20 that game.
Okay.
He's has had a good
Curry had
series.
34, of course.
They did their thing though. We expected game 2 to go that way.
Yeah.
Comes back home to Boston. Game 3, and I think this is the game that like obviously people had their thoughts on how they expected it to go, but I think it would be pretty split. I think there's a lot of people that thought Golden State might be able to get game 3. Probably the majority expected Boston to win game 3 coming back home.
Mhm.
That
Large
game,
response.
particularly after that game,
Yeah.
and this always happens after every game in the finals. You get the big overreaction, but it really felt like y'all just snatched control of the whole series. Because Steph did his thing as he normally does, but Clay went for 25 of them.
Yeah, that was the game Clay played good, yeah.
And it's like, they had Steph and Clay going off and still lost. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Is that how y'all felt after game 3? That was my outlook on it.
I felt like it was just one of those games because the Warriors have been snapping in the third quarter pretty much every game 1 through 3.
We lost every
All
third.
playoffs.
We lost every third.
Yeah. So I mean, I figured. I felt like that was a game that watching it, I thought the Warriors were going to win it. I thought they were going to go into the fourth quarter and take it over because Clay and Steph were playing pretty well up until that point. And I don't know what happened in the fourth quarter. I think
Well, they went.
the
I
Celtics
think
just pretty much dominated the fourth.
It's time to y'all know Tatum, that's my guy. That's him to me. But it's time to rightfully so give Jaylen Brown his fucking props in these finals right now. Because he's been going crazy in the second half of these games.
Yeah, he's the
He really,
MVP,
when we down, he keep us in the fucking games when Tatum's not hitting like he's supposed to be. He gave us 27 that game, 4 threes.
he's been the best player on the team in the finals.
Facts, I would say that.
All right, I
He's
wasn't
been
sure.
the
if
most
you were
consistent at least.
offensively for
The most
sure.
consistent at least.
Yeah, Tatum. I don't think Tatum's played terrible,
Right.
but he hasn't seemed like
And he had one of them
that
games.
top.
He hasn't
number
been a
one
dominant
kind of
player.
Right.
He's
right.
been a good player the entire time, but at no point has it been to the point where it's like, oh, you can't stop Jason Tatum right now.
Right.
He's been stopping himself a bunch.
Yeah.
It seems like
Yeah.
just kind of inconsistent shooting, a few turnovers here and there and stuff like that. But, he's had a good series though.
With game 3, you had Smart going off too.
Yeah.
He went for 24. They were saying that was the first time 3 teammates had 25 and 5
Yeah,
each.
since Kareem, Magic,
I mean, it's gonna be hard to beat if you got the top two guards giving you what they're always gonna give you, and then you got Smart putting up 24. Good luck winning that game.
Yeah. Right. I mean, and then on the other end,
Draymond fouled out.
Draymond's fouled out, but he's literally not giving you anything.
He's been terrible
offensively. So
terrible, bro.
It's been bad. Really, really bad.
I mean, I don't know. You want Draymond on the floor, right? I mean, you want him for his defensive presence, his leadership, and stuff like that.
Mismatch.
Yeah.
But the offense at this point is so bad. Like, I have no confidence in him doing anything offensively. Like, taking it to the, I mean, except for passing it to an open Steph Curry or something like that.
Yeah.
But even still then, it's like, you know, I mean, I guess because we just watch it so long, but it's like Draymond, like, he facilitates, but it's not like he's creating things. It's like things are happening around him. He's just making the right decision, but he's not necessarily like driving into the lane and drawing a double team or something like that and then kicking it out. There's screens and stuff that's happening around him. He's waiting for that opening to happen. So pretty much all Draymond does is like he'll penetrate to like the free throw line, stop right there, and hold the ball for a second to the open man.
He has a body on the court right now.
That's kind of what it
right
is.
Now, he just hit the body on the court right now.
I feel like before this playoff series, though, like offensively, there's been a lot of times where he runs the offense. He might not be like creating, like you're talking about, like taking somebody one-on-one, drawing the other defender, but like it kind of ran through him. It's like, let's get Steph and all these other guys off of screens, and he would get a bunch of assists. Right now, it doesn't even feel like has any impact on offense. Like, I mean, I think this is probably the better option, but I mean, Steph is running the team like a real point. Right now.
He's taking control.
Well,
Draymond doesn't even look at the basket
at all.
I will get to game 4
when
in a
he
minute,
does,
but
I'm like, yes, shoot it.
Yeah, last night specifically, bro, it was so many times where he like caught the ball at the free throw line, had a little bit of space, and he doesn't even try to turn to look at the basket. He's like, who else can I get this to? Like hot potato.
And I mean, I don't know if it's like, I don't think his nerves for him or anything like that, but he's regressed offensively.
Shit different in the Garden. I think we gotta like speak about that a little bit. You know, they was crying a little bit after it was game.
Do y'all get to call it the Garden?
It's TD Garden.
I know, but the Garden is the Garden.
Is that allowed? The TD Garden is the TD Garden too.
I mean, I thought it was called the Garden. So,
all right.
It's the Garden too. I mean,
I retract. I don't think of the Garden.
It is. It's always beef between Boston and New York. It's always going to be that.
That's true. That's true.
You understand? But it's a different element. Like this ain't going to Cleveland in the finals.
Right.
This ain't certain places that they ain't been in the finals. They ain't had to deal with the Green Monster out that joint.
You think that has a big
impact
on Drake?
They addressed it after the third quarter. Clay addressed it. We had big. Saying fucking shit to people's kids in the crowd. What we talking about? Before the playoffs even started, it's like, oh, we had 123 games in the finals. Like that, y'all ain't seen it all. So can't nobody be cussing y'all out. Y'all can't deal with a crowd being in the playoffs. What we talking about? It's like, well, yeah, y'all in the Oracle.
I think y'all got a great atmosphere, and the fans have been crazy. Don't get me wrong. I don't believe that had any impact on like the guys playing bad. I thought they all made a lot of bitch excuses after game 3 and did all this crowd stuff about
a lot of soft talk.
What Clay said and Steve Kerr, real classy Boston. It's like y'all sound like bitches that just lost
I didn't
the
really
game.
see a lot.
It was a lot after that game 3 loss.
Because they were yelling "fuck Draymond." That's what they were chanting, right?
Yeah, it's like what y'all talking about?
Yeah,
Draymond's been developing his whole career. Y'all surprised in it now that we doing this?
He usually eats it up. He usually
exactly.
loves it.
Man, when they showed that Draymond had more fouls than points this series,
probably by a lot, right?
I know at one point,
15 points.
Yeah, 17 fouls and 15 points. And I'm not sure if he picked up more fouls after that. So
right.
It might be different now. I don't think he scored many more points. So
no, it couldn't be. It couldn't be too many more points. I don't think the crowd had. I don't blame that for why Draymond has played so bad, or why the. I mean, Clay
Warriors in general are inconsistent.
It's the podcast, right?
No.
Drake, I cut it out.
Certainly, we'll get to the podcast part too. No, I think y'all deserve credit for it.
Right.
Specifically, Horford and Williams.
Yeah.
I think they're too good for him. They're
That's
too
what I was
good
saying.
defensively
It's a
that
It's a mismatch.
he can't even do the stuff. Like, he's never been an offensive weapon before. Don't get me wrong. Like, he's not a 17-point guy that's suddenly not giving you points.
He's not getting rebounds over Robert Williams.
Nah, y'all are punking him so hard. Robert Williams is a monster.
He's killing
So
on the boy.
he was
Time Lord.
he was limping all over the place last game and still grabbing every single rebound, swatting shots. He looks really good, even without being healthy.
I mean, the second possession or whatever, like the rebound. What do they call it?
A rebound.
I mean, I know they call it a rebound, but it's the second possession rebound or whatever it is.
Second
rebound.
yeah.
Offensive rebound.
Oh yeah. Well, he's been getting a ton of those, and I'm just like, yo, what the
Killing
fuck? Like, I mean, I'm not sure.
Because Draymond plays a help defense, so when he helps and when we drive, nobody's there to box out Robert Williams.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the Warriors could do for that though. Like, do they have anybody? They've been playing
Their response
or whatever, but I'm just like,
last game was they didn't. Their response last game was they went small ball. They didn't start Kevin Looney. It was like Kevin Looney is your board guy.
Yeah, Looney's the better
You
one.
can't have Draymond be your biggest guy on the floor and think you're gonna get boards over Al Horford and Robert Williams.
Yeah, they
It's
got
not gonna happen.
killed. They got killed for that.
It's not gonna happen.
They got crushed for doing that.
Do you think
Robert Williams had 10 boards a half.
that's ridiculous? Yeah, you can't let that.
You can't do that.
Not like no disrespect to him, but that's like a stat line you're gonna get from Embiid.
Right.
Like if he does that, it's like, we got to rebound better, but it's not unheard of. Robert Williams grabbing 10 in the first half.
Yeah,
That's not good. You can't let that happen.
That's all that, and like half of those are offensive rebounds.
Right.
I think Kevin Looney had 9 at half, and he was coming off the bench. It's like, why y'all not starting him? That's y'all's rebound guy.
Right.
Draymond had like 2 or 3 for the game.
Right.
He's
I
killing.
swear, like,
But hey, keep doing y'all thing. Go small ball on this while we got 2 7-footers. Do y'all thing.
if he wasn't, part of the glue of the team kind of thing,
Yeah.
I really think they would be better off not sitting him like whole game, but giving a lot of his minutes to Porter. He's not bringing anything to the table right now. Why not try something else?
At the very least, he can get open buckets for you.
Right.
That's what you need.
But then, of course, after Game 3, Draymond goes on the podcast as usual. I don't even know what he said. I don't think he said anything crazy on the podcast, but I know I saw Isaiah Thomas.
He was addressing the haters one after that one.
I'm not sure.
But they was bringing up his podcast. He said he has had more podcasts
No, you're right.
playoffs than points or some shit like that.
That was when he said, like, I'm going to podcast after the game. What do you want me to do?
Yeah.
I'm going to go podcast. You want me to watch film? I'm going to watch film anyway. Which I think that criticism was stupid. Isaiah Thomas was the first one I saw because he was like on the post-game interviews talking about it. And then, of course, it became a narrative on Twitter that everybody was talking about. That, like, he's not focused on the finals and focused on his opponent.
Yeah.
He's too busy doing podcasts and this, that, and the third. What do y'all think about that?
So it's not like the motherfuckers podcasting at halftime.
True.
After the fucking game, like people act like you're supposed to think about that sport at all. Fucking like he has a life outside of that, and I like the way that he phrased it. He's like, "Y'all gonna get this podcast." Like, no, y'all gonna get this podcast. And to me, it sounded like I signed a contract for this shit. I'm getting paid for this. Y'all gonna get this motherfucking podcast every night after the game. And I mean, I respect that. It's like you're gonna have a life outside of the sport that you're doing. And Draymond's getting older to the point where he probably won't be playing basketball in a couple years.
I heard somebody say Draymond gonna be fighting Jake Paul in 2 years.
I don't think he'll ever do that.
That's a good one, though.
I don't think he'll ever do that.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I mean, he's setting himself up for a career after basketball. And
Which he
it's going
clearly
well.
has.
Yeah, he clearly has it. It's going to do well. So, I mean, it has him not doing a podcast isn't going to help Draymond's jump shot. It's not going to help him shoot any better on the floor. It's not like he's thinking about his podcast. Oh, what am I going to talk about? In the fourth quarter. That's not what he's thinking about.
Yeah.
So I don't get that.
I got like two sides to this. As a Celtics fan, fucking love it. Look at podcasts, bro. Look at podcasts every night. Make sure you're on there at the same time every night doing that damn podcast. Do your thing. Outside of that, I feel like he got to chill a little bit. He might have to chill a little bit. Just on the simple fact, it's like, you can't be that guy that's popping shit every night after the game when you've been playing like this.
Has he though? Because that was going to be one of my points. Is I feel like during all the stuff that I've heard from the podcast,
he's been Clay and Steph's spokesperson throughout the whole playoffs.
Oh, really?
He's been their defense for any backlash, anything, any bad game. It's like, you're not playing well either. You don't need to be the reporter of your guys when they ain't speaking. I'm sure they ain't telling you to speak for them.
Yeah.
But you're speaking for them after every game. When you playing like shit, and if they have a bad game, if I was on your team, I'd be like, yo, dog, like, all right, bro, like, I understand you want to get your podcast shit off. We're trying to win a championship right now. And you seem like it's looking like you more focused on getting your points off after the game than making sure you do what you got to do on the court. I feel like I had to have that talk with him a little bit.
Do you think he's not preparing properly, though?
I don't think that he's not preparing properly, but it's just the perception of it all doesn't look good.
Yeah, but Dre's never cared about what anybody else thinks.
That's true. Get your shit off in the press conference, and then, da-da-da. Like, you going to get your shit off in the press conference, you're going to speak somewhere, but doing a podcast seems extra after every single game when y'all haven't been playing the best as y'all could in these finals.
I mean, I get that's how it comes across because that's what everybody is saying. So it must come across that way.
Right.
I just feel like people need something to say.
I agree.
That's what you use.
I think so.
He would play like shit if he was not. If he didn't have a podcast to do, he would still be playing like shit right now.
Yeah, I don't think there's any correlation.
I don't think it's affecting this game. It's just a bad perception for what you're showing on the court and then how you're talking after the game.
I can agree with that to a certain extent, but like, I feel like I don't know if it's a bad perception because it's not like he's getting on there and whining after they lose. He's getting on there and telling the truth about what happened. Like, we got our ass kicked tonight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he keeping the same energy. Like, some people will only do a podcast after they win. Some bitch ass people out there. He's showing up. You know what I'm saying? They got, dusted or after the first game at home, a fucking heartbreaking loss. He's out there doing the podcast still. So I don't have an issue with it because he's doing it win, lose, draw, whatever. Y'all can get this podcast.
That was kind of my take. I'm not the biggest Draymond fan. Like, a lot of stuff he does, I think, is annoying and just unnecessary.
Yeah.
But like, I felt like he's taking accountability at every turn. In the post game after one of those, I think it was game 3, and they're like, "How do you think you played?" And like before he could even get the question out, he's like shit. Which is like, I mean, he's not trying to make excuses. He's not trying to say, this happened, they're calling me different, whatever. He's just like, I'm playing like garbage right now. I'm going to figure it out, but I'm playing like trash. So I can respect that, and same thing you were saying, I just don't see any correlation between the two having any impact. So the only like downside of it is fan perception or media perception. I like that he says, fuck y'all, I don't care. As long as it's not turning into a thing where it's like, Clay and Steph have to answer questions. What do you think about Draymond doing? Like, once it becomes like something that the rest of the team is having to answer for,
well, that's what I feel like he does mostly.
That comes tough, right?
Because they ain't gonna say the stuff that Draymond gonna say.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? But they ain't gonna put it in the way that he.
I think that's a good thing, though.
But he does that's his role.
Like, he's
on the team. He's the enforcer. Like, on the court, he speaks for them. You say something to Clay, like I'm sure Clay has something to say back, but Draymond will be the first person in your face. He's always been a defender for these guys.
Picking up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, right. I mean,
just to let you know.
that's what he does. That's his role on the team, and I like it because he keeps that same energy on and off the court.
Right.
I just respect it more so than anything. It's just like, somebody say something about my brother. It's like, fuck you, bitch. I got something to say about you. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm gonna come in defense of that as well too. Like, that's just how it always got to be, and he keeping the same energy. So I have no problems with it.
Understood.
Have you seen any of this stuff with Dave Portnoy and Barstool and Celtics?
No, I've been seeing a few tweets and stuff from him about that.
He's courtside. He's got a really good relationship with the Celtics. Huge Celtics fan. So he's courtside all the time. And I think it was after game 1 or game 2. Maybe it was game 1 when he had like the crazy Draymond out of control, just roughing up everybody and wasn't getting calls for fouls and shit. He's got the Draymond's a bitch T-shirt. I think he might have wore that courtside. He's been relentless on Draymond. Super random, not related to basketball, but Portnoy posted a tweet last night that he had sent to Antonio Brown in 2019 when he was with the Patriots and said, like, love to do a pizza review with you. Let me know when we can get together or some shit like that. And AB responded last night. It's like, Dave, I'd love to get together. Let me know. Or something like that.
He's like, I'm in Boston right now.
Dave tweeted, he was like, AB with the timely response.
That's AB though.
Just in a whole different planet.
Yeah. They said like
3 years later.
The latest
I responded. I was running link up.
That shit was hilarious. I was dying.
2019. It was 3 years ago.
I'm in Boston right now.
That's hilarious. AB kind of like doing that music shit right now.
What's he doing?
Like he got some I heard some snippets. He been doing some shows. He got Joe and Fabio I kind of like right now. I'm like,
I legit just almost spit that.
Yo, AB might be doing it.
Oh no.
He might have a career out of this shit.
He been doing music.
He might make a career out of this shit. He kind of around the right people to do what he got to do.
He's friends with a lot of rappers.
Hey, really?
A lot of people work. So
hey, I ain't mad at him.
Floyd and Kanye in your corner, you might be alright.
Exactly.
I just heard this. Man, I saw it this morning that Nick Young and Blueface are boxing next month.
I ain't heard
Did y'all hear that?
Oh no, that gives me the Nick face meme or the Nick Young meme face.
Oh,
You know, with the question marks.
all over the place.
Yeah. Like,
I just want to see one of them get knocked out. I don't care for neither one of them that much. If either one of them could knock each other out, it'd be kind of fire.
See the highlights.
Yeah, not gonna pay for it.
I mean,
Somebody get
Triller.
I don't know. I don't know who wins that one. I would assume the athlete does, but
Right.
you just never know. Some of the basketball players kind of soft, man.
Ain't no telling. Hold me back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got way off track. So,
Draymond
after
just,
game,
he got to chill. At the end of the day, he got to chill on his fucking tackling he doing.
yeah, crazy.
Arms around people's neck, all type of shit. They ain't calling none of that shit.
That Tatum one, he like popped him in the
Bro,
face.
it was like what's calling his ass or something. Like it was like, dog, we getting a rebound on the free throw, dog.
He really is wild.
I
Like
think some of it might be frustration a bit.
100%.
Exactly.
You
It
know,
also reminds me of like what they used to say with the Seahawks about being just dumb physical in the secondary, so that you can't call a foul every single possession.
Right.
Like,
you can't call
he
foul.
seems like he's
Exactly.
pushing the pressure on the refs to like, how much of this you gonna call? I don't know if it's been successful because he continues to foul
out
out.
2 games, so they call him most of them, I guess.
Right.
The ones that count.
But after game
$5
3,
and a half.
yeah,
You
probably.
probably could find
He
out
could
and a
have.
half of each game.
Did you have that vibe after game 3 that it felt like they might not be able to make the comeback? Not like they were going to get beat in 5 or nothing, but like it seemed after game 3 like Boston might just be the better team, and I don't know if Golden State's going to be able to do anything.
Game 3 definitely felt like we was the better team because their stars played like they were supposed to play,
Right.
and we still got them out of there. But I knew that they weren't done. Because I know Steph was going to have what he did in game 4. He was going to come back.
But then he got hurt at the end
He
of
did get
game
hurt.
3.
He did get hurt.
Horford landed on his ankle. He seemed to be fairly in pain, but I think he kept playing, right?
Yeah, I felt like he might still been a little bit banged up, but he was kind of addressing it like, nah, I'm playing, like, regardless of anything. When he was showing that type of energy, I was like, oh, he going for it.
Sure.
He's like going to do everything he possibly can to not lose that next game because he don't want to be down 3-1 to us. And he did it. Went for 40. Couldn't stop him.
Did you
Motherfucker
have
was
that
a maniac.
vibe though after game 3? What was your thoughts?
I mean, after game 3, I was still thinking Warriors in 6 regardless, but I had the vibe that the Celtics were the better team overall.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's
On paper, we are the better team.
I think that's still fair, or
I
at
think
least
y'all might be in general.
right, or at least to this point have played the best, and that's clear by the record.
Mm-hmm.
But you know, sometimes you have games like, oh well, close. It kind of, I mean, it just felt like no matter what the Warriors did, like even when they took the lead, the Celtics would be like No, we ain't having that. And then
6 straight.
yeah, right. They'll just come in and go off.
I feel like that's our
range
issue, was
buckets.
being consistent for full games. I feel like we shoot ourselves in the foot a lot when we have control of the game. It should really piss me off. Like, we'll be good, driving to the basket, getting to the line, getting good shots. Then we'll get up a little bit and just start just jacking threes. I think I said this last round.
Yeah.
We start taking bad shots, thinking like, all right, we good, we up there, got a little cushion, we can shoot whatever now. It's like, nah, dog. Like, you gotta keep driving that shit to the paint and keep doing what we did to get to this lead right now. And they go away from that altogether every time we get up a little bit. Yeah. And of course, the Warriors hit a couple threes and they back into the game. It's like, you can't do that with these guys. They would chop a lead down in 2 minutes, like easy. And that's what we've been doing. I feel like that's what happened last night. Turnovers. Every bad turnover game we've had, we lost.
Yeah.
Every time we keep it around 10 turnovers, we win. That shows you what's the issue right there. To me.
Right.
Yeah, I would say I was also a little bit encouraged by what I saw from Clay in Game 3 as well too. Him striking a bit. So I'm thinking that it has to have some carryover where he's at least seeing the ball go through the hoop now.
Transitions.
And I think Poole had a pretty decent Game 3 as well too. So that gave me some hope that they could kind of put it back together. It was just really, can Draymond give you anything offensively, and can they get on the boards? Was the big thing.
Shout out to Wiggins. He probably been their more consistent player other than Curry.
Oh, easily.
Wiggins been doing his thing. He got 16 boards last.
I was going to say
on
you mentioned
on both ends.
You mentioned can they get on the glass? When Wiggins giving you 16 rebounds is crazy.
Yeah,
because that's effort.
Yeah,
like he's not small. He can get in there and rebound, but like you could tell last night.
That's not what he do.
Right.
Yeah.
You could tell last night he made a specific effort that I'm crashing the glass.
His previous career high was 11 rebounds.
That's crazy. It was 16 in the
That
finals.
shit up finals. I give him credit. He was doing his thing.
He's
He's been a little problem for Tatum a little bit too. A little bit.
defensively.
He's pretty good defense on Tatum.
He's played very well. I think he matches up like body wise. Like they got to say kind of like body type, very similar or whatever. And I don't
Sad
know
to say, that lockdown defender, they once said Clay looked like food out there.
I don't think so.
Every time Clay gets a one-on-one, JB or JT, especially Jaylen Brown, every time Jaylen Brown gets Clay on him, he's clear out. I got
Jaylen
Brown's
Brown's been doing that.
He can't stop me going to the
I don't
basket.
think it's Jaylen Brown's been doing that to everybody. He's done it to Draymond several times.
But Clay has been his main defender.
I don't know. I feel like
Wiggins is on Tatum.
they switched him around with Draymond. Draymond's guarded him a lot too.
But
I don't think I don't think Clay's been bad. I think his defense has been really good, especially Game 4. He had a couple great steals in the second half.
He'll make some great steals and plays like that. But I'm just saying, like for the whole game, like guarding who he's guarding, they've been doing what they want to him.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about some supremely talented offensive players when we talk about Jason Tatum and fucking Jaylen Brown. So they're going to get theirs. It's going to. I haven't seen anything where I'm like, oh, Clay wasn't even in the picture. It's contested looks that he's giving them. It's just better offense. It's going to happen a lot when you're playing against these type of guys. I think he's been pretty good defensively overall. I don't see like a huge moving his feet well, staying in front of the defender, hands up.
At one point in time, Clay was considered one of the best defenders in the league.
Locked
The fact is that he's at the point now where he's getting cleared out on. It's a different feel to me. You weren't clearing out Clay like that 3 years ago. You weren't putting a clear out on Clay.
Yeah,
Clay was gonna get to you.
He's older after a couple injuries, but he's not a defensive liability by any means.
I gotta watch for it next game. I haven't paid any attention to him specifically on defense, but
I thought he played specifically Game 4. He had some really, really good moments defensively that changed the tide. I think for the Warriors.
did y'all notice last night? You had mentioned a few minutes ago, Bielitsa's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I noticed last night. I don't know if this is maybe I'm being like hyping it up too much, but there was like at least 4 possessions, maybe 5, where they ran pick and roll, get him 1-on-1 with Tatum or Brown. Obviously, seems like the right decision to make. It was Tatum more than Brown. Tatum kept getting him 1-on-1, and I felt like every time he got him 1-on-1, it was like a mindset of like, this dude can't guard me. I gotta attack. but he was like trying to do a little bit too much. He wasn't giving up any buckets.
Okay.
And then he had towards the end of the game, he had the steal at the top of the key.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about this dude. I doubt he's like a defensive guru or nothing. But did y'all notice anything last night where he was not letting his man score like that?
A little bit.
It's super random, man. Just something I
He
observed.
comes in with them fresh legs and uses his big body a lot. He's a big dude to get around. You're not just driving around him like they would do most guys. So yeah, I've seen that a little bit.
I hadn't even heard his name in like weeks, it feels like. So just randomly him getting playing time.
They played him game 3 a bit too, I think. I think he got some
Maybe.
minutes in game 3 as
Maybe.
well.
Pulling some guys. I'm surprised.
Kerr's been using
Iguodala. He's been trying to switch it up. He's been changing shit up every
I'm
game.
surprised. What's the guy's name? Kaminga?
Kaminga. That's what I was thinking.
I'm surprised he hasn't been on the floor just for the big body, like, because they've been getting dominated. It's been some of these boards.
Oh yeah, Peyton Jr.
Yeah, I mean,
But Kaminga's a
he
freak.
basically plays too.
Like he's an athletic
He's also
freak.
really, really young though.
Yeah, he may not.
He's a rookie.
Kerr don't usually play no rookies like that in those situations.
But you think, hey, you got one assignment. Go out there, grab some boards, get physical.
That's true. I mean, but
At least give you a couple of minutes.
That's what I
Run him 10 minutes out there throughout the game or something.
You
Give
know?
him some fresh legs, maybe be up, or at worst case, use some fouls on him.
Yeah, right.
Even Iguodala minutes, you can get fucking Kaminga minutes. Maybe. I mean, I know he's the vet and that's the rookie, but
Yeah.
Kaminga got them young legs. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I thought he would have played at some point. You know, but they just really are missing like a true big man presence. And it makes you think about what it could have been if James Wiseman would have been playing right now.
Yeah.
Might have been a big
It's like
difference.
that way all year.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just big.
Well, y'all-
don't Draymond.
Yeah, y'all just have the tools to be
Right,
able to take
y'all, I mean,
advantage
right.
of it.
They kind of can afford that. But when you have Steph Curry going off for 43 points, it makes everything else
10 boards from him. He was
negates
crashing
a
the
lot.
glass
Yeah,
last
right,
night.
right.
What do y'all think about the defense on Steph?
Defense on Steph? Him playing defense?
Nah, the way that Celtics have defended him, because he's been the only like consistent bright spot for the Warriors. He doesn't. I don't feel like he struggled at any point during the series. Which I'm not like.
Yeah.
Steph is Steph. I didn't think there was any chance like y'all were going to shut him down.
Yeah, it's not.
But I did expect that there was going to be like a little bit more of a focal point where like we're not going to let him.
He
be
averaging like 35 right now.
Do you think? Do you have any?
I've seen people
Also-
make comparisons to like what we did to KD and how we're not doing the same thing to Steph. And it's like KD and Steph have totally different games.
There.
So it's like this motherfucker Steph is running all over the fucking place, getting double screen, triple screen. They do everything they possibly can to get Steph open for a slight little bit to get his shots off because that's all he needs. So it's a different element. They don't do KD like that. They let KD just do work.
Right, it's like
He don't need
one-on-one.
2-3 screens to do what he got to do. They doing everything they can for Steph. So it's like it's only so much you can do. I wish we play up on the fucking screens more, but
Yeah.
they've got it now to where they'll play the screen, and if you come up, they have another screen coming from another guy. If you bite on that, then you got somebody going to the basket. Wiggins right trailing. They have it set up to where even if we come up on the screens to stop that, it's an easy bucket another way. So
Yeah.
it's just a way you just gotta try to contain that shit. It's tough.
I
I've been
feel-
getting pissed off every time we fall back off the screen and shit. It's like, he gonna pull this shit up every time. It's like, then we come pull up, you hear somebody open in the corner. It's like, fuck.
Yeah. I've been just blown
You
away
gotta take
with
the good with the
stuff.
bad.
I know
Last night was crazy.
you know to expect it from him, but at the same time, I'm looking at him like defensive player of the year, basically playing him as the main defender. His team has a 3-on-5 because you don't have to worry about Looney or Draymond while you're on the court.
Right.
It doesn't make sense how anybody could get off the way he is, and he just keeps doing it. It's ridiculous.
And he plays further away from the basket and all that.
Yeah.
So it's just,
I feel like they've defended him pretty well. It's just that
shout out to Marcus Smart. I know his fucking shoulders be killing him after every game. All them fucking picks he got to run through.
Slamming into the screens.
Steph
Crazy.
is just he wants that MVP bad, man. He wants the ring, but he clearly wants the MVP as well. You hear all the talking
He's giving all he got.
about it, and you know people saying that he lacked that significant finals moment of his career or whatever, which I disagree with. I just feel like people pick and choose, but you can't tell me this won't one of them.
Yeah.
You know, dropping 43 points, hitting 7 threes, hitting some big time shots in the fourth quarter. A couple of those threes that he hit in the third quarter, kind of unreal. Like, only person you see hitting that back to back is Steph Curry, where you really not open. You really just heaving it up over people and not hitting anything.
Right.
You are hitting nothing but nets.
Off the dribble.
Sidestepping. Pull ups. Going to his left.
It was like, maybe it was the end of the first half or third quarter or something. And he hit a couple back to back and he hit a deep one. He got like stupid hype.
Yeah.
Like mad hype.
Yeah.
I was like, uh-oh. Wait a minute, this motherfucker mad.
Then he got a little cold after that.
But motherfucker got mad. You don't want to see Curry get mad. You don't get mad too often.
No.
Yeah, you in trouble. That's what Draymond said on his pod. He said, when you see Steph Curry yelling like that, it's usually a bad thing for those teams.
It's not never a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume not.
For the opposing team.
Clearly, that he has his finals defining moment or whatever. It just depends on if they can finish this out, which I think they will. But and he's an amazing player to me. That's why I was probably my favorite player of all time. Not definitely top 2.
It's hard to argue, man. It's so much fun to watch. So much fun to watch.
It's unbelievable, man. Just if you've seen his career and like the amount of people that
he had double-digit boards. We ain't gonna leave that out. He had fucking 10 boards.
10 boards.
I'm sure how that happens.
I mean, it's a lot of deep shots, so the ball ain't falling too close to the basket. You know what I'm saying?
He got in there a couple times. He had to put back too last night. It was a good little move in the paint.
There's a lot of long boards when you're shooting a lot of threes.
Oh, for sure. I mean, just a great player. If he could just get if Clay can just hit some shots more consistently, man, they could really blow it wide open. Clay's been getting some. He's been getting some really good looks.
There's a lot of open shots.
A lot of open shots. Poole is kind of coming on here the last couple games, but he's just. I don't know. I know he's not playing like big minutes right now, so he's kind of making the most of them. But he really needs those guys down the stretch here if they think they're gonna close it out.
Where's the confidence meter right now? At 2-2. Going back to Golden State, 2 on the road, 1 at home. Where's your confidence meter? 1 to 10.
I'm at full confidence still that we'll come back and respond next game and get another win. We'll do 2.
So you're gonna win Game 5, and
still saying it's going to 7.
I still think 7 as well. I'm still going Golden State. I think it goes home out the rest
last
of the
night,
way.
man. We should have won that game last night. Even with Curry going crazy like that, we should have won that game. We was turning the ball over like crazy in the worst moments. That shit pissed me off. It always be for a 3 or something.
Yeah.
Some wild like transition basket or something. It's like, dog, if we would stop turning over the ball, we would win this game. Like, we can deal. Like, we showed that in, I think it was game 2, game 1. Curry went crazy.
Yeah.
And we still responded and got the deal. We can deal with Curry going crazy. As long as Curry, Clay, Poole, all them going. Like, we can just have Curry do his thing and everybody else doing regular average games. We can win those games for a fact. But, fucking turn the ball over. We shoot ourselves in the foot. Every loss, we shoot ourselves in the foot.
The last 6 minutes of that game, it was just like a switch flipped.
Yeah.
And they just kind of took over.
Yeah. But, going back to the Oracle, got to get that done, man. Respond. Back-to-back losses out here. We got to do it.
Yeah, it's got to happen eventually. Go on. Warriors, man. Warriors in 6, dog. It's just
6 still, huh?
Yeah, Warriors in 6. That's what I'm sticking to it. But again, I'll say the Celtics in 7. But I truly believe
you can't say both.
If it goes,
he has been.
No, that's
he's been saying this. I don't understand it at all, though.
You can't have playing both sides. You're playing both sides right now.
I'm not though, because it really if it goes 7.
Because if Golden State doesn't win it in 6, it's going to go 7. So you're like, oh, the Celtics going to win 7. You playing both sides.
No, I mean, to a certain degree, yeah. Of course, because I'm kind of picking both teams, but I'm not at the same time because I think it's only going to go 6.
But why do you think if it's 3-3 and they go back to Golden State, why are you picking the Celtics there? If you think, originally that Golden State's good enough to get them out in
You really
6.
saying the Golden State gonna beat us at home in 6, or we gonna beat Golden State at home?
Well,
in 7?
yeah, I'm
That's
saying
really what
it's
you
been
going with,
nothing
right?
but back and forth until this point. Like, or the whole series has been, back and forth. So if it goes 7, the Celtics would have the advantage because they would be coming off
I
the
think
loss.
they're just stuck in it.
Right.
The
They're
response game.
in that loop. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what makes sense to me.
I don't
But you
understand.
go with Golden State in 6. That means they gotta win the next 2.
Because Golden State's capable of
Okay.
But wait, if they're capable,
So literally he's playing both sides. Like I said,
it's a wild take.
you're saying both teams is capable of winning the chip. Of
it.
course.
I don't think the
Last
Celtics
two.
are. I don't
You
think the
said-
Celtics are capable of beating Golden State back to back.
All right, so again,
We don't need to win.
this is my point though. You think Golden
Right, that's
State's,
what I'm saying.
You
The
think,
Celtics will win in 7.
you think
That's
Golden
what-
State's good enough to win back-to-back games against the Celtics?
Mm-hmm.
They haven't lost back-to-back games since
So-
January.
To win in 6, they would have to win 3 games in a row. But
Yeah,
if
that's true.
they get
What
to
do you
games,
Well, yeah,
That's
yeah.
not
the last one they
Right,
won and
right,
then 2 in a
right,
row.
for sure.
But if they go 3-3 going into Game 7, Golden State's not good enough to win Game 7 because
I'm not saying it's.
now your logic
I'm
is
just.
flawed.
I'm just taking
It's
the
flawed,
Celtics.
son.
If that's what happens, then what happens then?
If you get it right, you get it right.
All
But I'm
right.
saying your logic makes no sense.
No,
Makes
it's not
sense to
good.
me.
This ain't gonna be
It's
like
zero.
this ain't gonna be like last year. This ain't gonna be like last year. So when I told y'all I was right again. We're not gonna do that. Because you're playing both sides, so you can't do that shit this year.
I was just flat out right last year. Bro.
Get out of here.
That's why you kind of did it right. I mean, even though you didn't start watching NBA to the
Don't
fucking
matter,
finals,
bro. I got the
but you
vision.
picked it before the finals started. You picked the Bucks. So.
My pick is the Warriors in 6. Let me clarify that.
We already know. That's what we got you locked
It's
in
the
on.
Warriors in 6. That's what's gonna happen.
Don't say
Give
nothing
them
when we
secondary
win in
options.
seven. When we win in 7, don't be like, yeah, I told y'all that too. No, I want to hear that.
Nope. You told us what your pick was.
It's imaginary at this point. So, the
Whoa.
Warriors.
Next game isn't until Monday. That's stupid.
I know.
They're
man.
really dragging this shit out.
They got to. It's the last few games.
It doesn't have to be back-to-back nights, but every other night should be a game. What are we doing with 2 days rest in between every game?
So we got to travel again now. So we got to go back across the West
I
Coast.
don't care. You got tomorrow off, or you got today off. They
Hey.
should be playing tomorrow night.
I feel you. I want my guys to get a couple of days rest, get that travel in. Don't feel like they got to be rushed to play the next day. They all stay. It's a long flight from fucking Boston to San Francisco.
5 hours. Man. Done.
Be a longer flight home.
This guy.
We're going to get back home.
I'm just saying. Yeah, we'll make it there eventually.
We're going to get back home. So,
Yeah, great finals. Great finals. I've been very excited to have decent games in these. So,
Oh, hold on. We got to give a shout out to Gotti.
oh, that's right.
Gotti, they've been using, what was that track called?
Not sure. Who else is on it? Mozzie, Lil Papa,
Moneybag Yo.
Moneybag Yo. That's the other one. I was forgetting.
CMG squad.
Yo Gotti, it's
Big
Big
League.
Squad. Yeah, Big League. They've been using that as the outro to the commercial breaks or whatever.
Every single commercial.
Every single commercial break. And the first thing I thought was, damn, Gotti paid for this shit for sure.
Facts.
I mean, but hey, it's a good plug. It's a good plug. Shout out to him for
It's about to say free. It's about to say for the free.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, yeah, we can move on.
I forgot all about that. But yeah,
That's it.
I like the song. I think it's been working. Because there's got to be some people that didn't know the song first and like it, and then I liked it the first time I heard it, but it was like, that's cool. Now that they keep playing it, that's my joint. It stays stuck in my head.
Really?
Son. Yeah. But yeah,
That's
cool.
cool.
Shout out to guy.
Yeah, for sure.
What's up with Adam Silver? You said you got Adam Silver criticism. People
well,
have
to
been
say-
giving him criticism.
Ain't necessarily an Adam Silver thing, but you know, they're saying this is his league. Who's the past commissioner's name? I don't know why. Stern. They're saying David Stern's league. David Stern would never have his fucking NBA players out here wilding like they are right now. Because supposedly John Morant was, on vacation at some island, drinking on his IG Live, just having a good time. What was John, like 22? Like, what we talking about right now?
Yeah.
Doing his thing. Miles Bridges posting a couple leans, supposedly, allegedly, in a little joint. It was something else. They say they had like Luca smoking a hookah somewhere. He was trying to make a big deal out of it, like, control of his players. Like, these guys are all under 24 years old. They've made millions of dollars. They're in the off season, on vacation, doing their thing. Yeah, I get the lean might be a little extra. You kind of wild a little bit. Not supposed to be putting the lean on the story. But other than that, you can't drink.
Yeah,
You
that
can't pop bottles on your vacation at the island. What we talking about?
having anything to say about the Ja drinking is wild to me. Just
Oh,
because every commercial you see on TV is a beer commercial. Like every set of commercials has a beer commercial in it. Like the U.S. is very drinking friendly.
Facts.
That's not even a thing that's like
No,
an
no.
issue. So I don't know why that would be unexpected.
And it's
The
like,
lean is a little wild. Well, I think more so because he's a free agent right now,
Right.
and he wants a max contract.
Yeah.
I
He's
mean,
also a rapper, though. I don't know if y'all know.
I did
rapper
see them
on the
talking about that too. If you wanted to lean, that's on you. Like, I don't particularly care what any individual people do, but if you're a team looking to give a guy a max contract, it may not be the greatest look.
I wouldn't sign him, not even based on the fact that he does lean. I wouldn't sign him based on the fact that he's dumb enough to post a picture of him.
So the intelligence aspect.
Obviously, you don't have the IQ level to be a part of an organization. That's how I would look at it. Yeah,
Maybe you're just doing Dame, like rapper in the off season, ball player during the season.
you could do
You know,
that.
Dame just ain't rapping about that type of shit, so he ain't gonna have the lean in the bud. And all
No,
that.
you could.
But he rapping over Detroit beats.
But dog, you see,
You know what I'm saying? He talking that gun talk.
All right, well, that's why I wouldn't sign him. Actually, I got a new reason not to sign this guy.
He rapping over Detroit beats out here.
I'm assuming he's a terrible rapper. Anyway, like,
He's not
Because he
that
plays
bad.
ball.
It's not that bad, but he does make that music you don't like.
Fuck,
He
no.
raps on those type of beats.
Send him
But
to
it's
the
kind of like off a
Pistons.
little bit, the off lyrics.
Send him to the Pistons as punishment.
Off. I mean,
yeah, I mean,
these boys live, man. They living, man. They living.
That's funny. I wouldn't sign him just because he posted it.
yeah, I mean, you can do it all you want as long as you're a decent basketball player. It's like I wouldn't know,
Yeah, exactly.
you know, I wouldn't care. But you fucking posted it on your
That's
store.
smart, but
It just makes me
that
think.
generation. They post their shit.
No, and
They gonna go live with it.
it's no excuse. It just makes me think, what else would you post while I'm paying you? You know, while you're under contract. Yeah, that's scary to me. I wouldn't sign
I mean, he's
So
doing
red.
music videos doing the same shit.
Oh, really?
Dropped in season.
I didn't know that.
So he might be.
He's a good player. He's a good player.
Pretty good.
it.
He's
Yeah,
probably gonna get
Wow.
a big contract, but just not the smartest thing to share while you're trying to get paid.
Gas to chill out. So yeah, that's it. Man.
That's it. That's it for basketball.
That's it.
All right, football. We were talking about the Cam Newton interview earlier.
on the pivot.
The
Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Love the pivot. Shout out to the pivot.
Good job.
He was on I Am Athlete, right?
Yeah.
That was the other one he was on before we talked about him.
Yeah.
You know, Cam is always going to give you some sound bites.
Oh, every time.
Man loves to talk and has a lot of interesting outlooks, opinions, so forth and so on.
I'm a prolific speaker.
He is. I think this is basically the same kind of thoughts that I had when he was on I Am Athlete. I think I thought he sounded stupid in a lot of the stuff he was saying on there. But there was a few things on this one that I just don't think his self-awareness is just not there, in my opinion. And I think that's probably what got him to where he is, like, just
Supreme
having,
confidence.
just unlimited belief in himself.
Yeah.
But one of the clips was when he was talking about being the top 32 quarterbacks. I'm one of the best 32 quarterbacks in the league, basically saying, I should be a starter somewhere.
Mhm.
Channing's response was hilarious. Channing keeps it real. I love that dude. What did he say? He was like, as soon as he said it, he was just like, can't.
I can't accept that.
Yeah, I can't accept that. That's what I was trying to think of. And, he qualified it and stuff. He was like, Super Bowl, MVP, this, that, and the third. Like, he obviously wasn't trying to take shots at him, but he tried to keep it real. What do you think about just that in general? That statement or that discussion back and forth between them two?
I don't know if I necessarily disagree with either one of them. I do think there's a starting quarterback or two that Cam Newton is probably better than right now still. But at the same time, it's like you're Cam Newton and saying that I'm like, it's kind of almost like a backhanded way. Like, you're saying, like, yo, I'm not the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah, 'cause you
But I'm like,
about like
I'm
you
like
always talk
29th.
about the top 5. What about the bottom 5?
Right. That's
Name
kind
me
of.
a bottom 5 in the league and tell me if I ain't better than them or something like
Is
that.
that what he said?
Yeah, that's not. You try to like revert the conversation.
Well, yeah, and that's what I have a problem with. It's like, cause you're Cam Newton, you think you Cam Newton is what we remember as he's a top 5 quarterback in the NFL, top 10 quarterback in the NFL at the heights of his career. Now you're kind of minimizing yourself to say like, oh, I'm at least 29th best.
Right.
I'm at least 30th, 31st best in the league. So at the same time, it's like if you think that way of yourself too, then you're probably not as good as you think you are, you know?
Yeah, I think it's like, I think he realized what he had in his career, but he still feel like he deserves some type of, I don't know, like more credit that he's getting for being back in the league or some shit like that. I don't know how to phrase it. But like, he apparently knows that he's not one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
Without a doubt. So that's why he's trying to compare himself to the bottom of the barrel QBs. But I think what he's not realizing is that the people that have the bottom of the barrel QBs are not looking to bring you in to be their franchise guy.
Right.
And we know why that is.
Even if you are better than them, they're looking to get somebody in the draft or something. Like, they're not looking to bring you in and be building their team around you. Like, you're past that point in your career.
That was something else Shannon said. He was like, you're 33 years old.
Yeah.
And, you know, we all know the personality that comes with him and stuff. I didn't have any issues with the comparison to the bottom of the league. Because if you are, like, on the outside looking in, and your point is, I still deserve a spot because I'm better than at least these guys, that's at least to me, like, a little bit of self-awareness.
Yeah.
But the thing that I thought was craziest in the interview was, like, I saw the clip, or the clip said something like, Cam Newton admits he's made some mistakes along the way or something. So I was interested to hear what he had to say. And then what he said was, like, I thought he was going to kind of take some accountability for things that he had done that didn't put himself, you know, in the best spot or whatever. And like some of the quotes from it were, he was like, if you're being asked to run the show without your supporting cast upholding their end of the bargain, then you're always going to be left alone. The New England experience was a fucked up situation. I was still learning the offense 7 to 8 weeks into the season. And then he mentioned something about when he had joined the Panthers. He was like, you know, I signed on Thursday and I played on Sunday. Like, I messed up. I put myself in bad positions to succeed. I understand a little bit of what he's saying, in that if those are like the opportunities that you get, it's not the same as being signed to a team, you know, as soon as the offseason starts, getting comfortable, getting to learn all this, that, and the third. But it's like, you gotta realize where you are.
Yeah, that's the awareness point.
You're on the outside looking in. You don't have a job.
These options. These were the options that you had.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I'm saying.
You didn't make a mistake in choosing a bad situation.
That's all that was
You
available.
took the only opportunity that you had.
Nobody was
So
going to
to have-
sign you when the Panthers picked you up, sir.
Well, so to have that opportunity and be like, I shouldn't have put myself in that position, or the part about the supporting cast not being able to hold up their end of the bargain, I'm like, this is not the accountability that I was expecting to be able to hear here.
Cam got $10 million or some shit like that from the Panthers.
So big.
That's why you put yourself in that position. That's why you went signed on Thursday and played on Sunday.
And you're jobless.
Yeah,
When it was all good, when you got the touchdown 4 days later,
right.
it was, I'm back. It
Right.
was like he was celebrated for 2 weeks as being like the savior, the king of Charlotte again.
You love that shit.
There was no problems then. But after it didn't go well, you throw 3 touchdowns, 5 picks or something over the last few games. It's like, oh, I didn't really know the offense. I was put into a bad situation.
Which can still be true.
Sure.
But it's still like, no, you gotta understand, these are the only opportunities that's gonna come around at this point.
Yeah.
If
I
you
know.
That's
was,
all they're gonna give you is, oh, we need a quarterback right now.
if he was a great player at this point, he would have showed out on the field, and he would have gave himself more opportunities from that.
Yeah.
You had 2 opportunities to do that in 2 different locations, and neither time you did it. That's enough. That's enough right there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not all about your situation. You are a part of your situation. So you have to take the most responsibility of that. I feel like you can't just say, you know, it was all of these things around you. Like, yeah, okay, those contributed, but it also could be the fact that you're just not as good anymore. That's just reality. And I know we see a lot of these quarterbacks that play late into their career and, you know, to age, 38 and 39 and stuff like that. But Cam Newton's brand of football or quarterback is so much different from those guys. It's really built on taking contact. He's never been, he could throw the football. I'm not saying he can still throw the football today, but he's never been some prolific passer per se. Like, that's always been a part of his game where people have kind of desired more from him. So at this point, it's like, if that's all he can still run a little bit, but it's not to the effect that it was back in 2015. So if all you have to offer is, pocket passing, that puts you in like the bottom tier of quarterback. It just does. So I don't know what if anybody signs Cam Newton at this point, because you would sign him to become a backup.
If anybody signs him, it's going to be another fucked up situation.
Yeah,
and right.
Gets picked up in week 5 because of an injury. I think he's got to realize that
build the offense around you.
Yeah,
that's not what's going to happen.
No team's
going
to invest in you for say Cam's our quarterback 2-3 years down the line.
Yeah,
that's not the case. You're a stopgap guy there.
Yeah.
Can he get us through the end of the season? Shit, can he get us to next week?
Yeah.
That's who you are right now.
Well, now he's in an even worse spot because Baker's going to be available for that first job.
Yeah, right.
That first job that comes up, Baker's going to end up being a part of. But yeah, I don't know, man. I also kind of correlated, but I watched a little bit of this podcast with Sam Darnold was on there a couple weeks back. Busting with the Boys, good shit. Check them out too.
I watched that.
Darnold is, I don't even want to get into Darnold, but Darnold's talking about playing with Cam. Every single person that I've ever heard talk about playing with Cam has just raved about who he is as a person, as a leader of the team, so forth and so on.
Likeable guy.
I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's probably a great teammate to have. But every time he opens his mouth, since he fell from being top tier Cam, every time he opens his mouth, I feel like he hurts himself.
Right.
He always puts something out there that just looks even worse than whatever the last thing he said. And when you're already not looked at very favorably, I think all this stuff counts. And I don't see him being a quarterback in the league again. I think he's done.
Yeah, because I just wonder if he would sign a vet minimum deal. And I feel like that's what teams would offer right now.
Yeah.
It's vet minimum.
So that's all you're going to get.
At the most, $1 million.
Right.
He's a bad, nice bag.
A real good one.
Well,
I think it was worth it. I'm still glad it happened. We were a team that was done out of the playoffs.
Need to sell some tickets. Tell you that.
They brought so much excitement to the Panthers as a team and everything. It was fun. It was a good way to end out the season, but he clearly wasn't going to be the fix.
You might want to hit up the Browns. They're giving out money for quarterbacks who
I'm still not against
play well or might not play at all.
I'm not against it.
Won't play well. You just leave it might not play this season.
Probably won't play at all. So you can hit them up.
It's worth a shot. Worth a shot. If we get Baker, I still won't be mad at that either. I'm still kind of keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
Speaking of the Browns, we all seen there is a lot more Deshaun Watson drama.
Yes. Yeah, it's not going.
Ladies out there.
It's
not going to stop.
Son.
It's not. That's when they made the deal. I was like, this is a Browns move. This is what the Browns do. You got to think about it's got to.
What got to do with the Browns?
For them to
take it on,
to take all of that on, knowing that none of these cases are settled right now, and they apparently did their due diligence about it. But it's more. These 2 more cases are coming out.
Yeah, have y'all heard any of these details around this? Not of what happened with the massages or whatever.
Coming up.
They got up over 100.
Yeah, they got the new cases, and now they're talking about over like 6 months or 3 months or something. He had something like 97 massages with different women. The Texans are now being legally brought into it to where they may have to testify about their role in enabling the situation. Gave him hotels, wrote up a non-disclosure agreement for him to be able to use. I mean, it's really looking bad.
It looks terrible.
Like, might have a problem.
Are you starting to wonder if he'll not just get a 1-year suspension? Like, will he be in the NFL?
I think it'll be a 1-year suspension right now, or really, it might be an indefinite suspension.
That's the case.
At least until his cases are settled with like a 1-year minimum type thing. Like, it's at least gonna be indefinite, 1-year minimum. But you gotta settle these cases before you can step on the NFL field. And I do think these last two, or the 23rd might not caught the Browns off guard, but apparently the 24th did. And I don't know the validity to, any of them. But once you start saying shit like, 24 people all saying the same thing, it seems more convincing. It just does. But I mean, it just, like I said, only the Browns.
Does it now?
I never said anybody was innocent.
I don't know if the Browns will even be on the hook for this, though.
Well,
because they're not going to have to pay during suspension. And say, for instance, it does end up being, like you're saying, like an indefinite, he ends up missing all of next year, and then the cases come down and he actually does get in trouble. They may be able to get out of this.
I don't think they can.
I'm not sure.
I've heard the language in this. First of all, guaranteed $230 million. I'm sure it's some kind of stipulations into it or whatever. But a guaranteed contract sounds exactly. I heard it's a very strong wording in favor of Deshaun Watson's side, meaning that he's gonna get some money, regardless of what happens.
Maybe.
And again, the team that's probably had the worst quarterback history. The NFL history
ever. Yeah.
It continues to mount on top of that. Like, it's really unbelievable. They're going to be going through this for a while, man. There's some Brown shit to do.
I think he might play this season.
Yeah.
I think he'll play.
I don't think
I think he'll get suspended for some games. I don't think he'll be out the whole year.
Any particular reason?
Because he was already out all last season, and there ain't no criminal charges happening. Is it?
No, that don't matter.
I think that can all get sorted out before he's able to step on the field, and he'll get some suspension day games. I think he has a good chance he'll be.
Zeke got suspended 6 games, and he had no criminal charges. Like, the police didn't file any criminal charges on him. He got suspended 6 games. No criminal charges for Ben Roethlisberger. He got 6 games.
Yeah, so I can see that happen specifically. He getting 6 to 8 games maybe.
But this is 1 to 2 women that we're talking about for these people. I think just the sheer volume of Deshaun Watson's situation should at least warrant 12 games. I mean, at least the minimum. How?
The fact that I think you saying you leaning on the Browns was stupid to even make this deal with him. I don't think they make this deal with him knowing that he wouldn't be able to play at some point. I think they might
have no control over it.
I know it's more people that's came out since they gave him the deal.
I think that's the difference.
But it's I think at that point, before the actual ones that came out, they felt like they was good, they had it all worked out.
Well, I don't think so, because they came out and said shit like, "Oh, we did all of our, we investigated the situation and stuff like that," but they talked to none of the women. So I don't know if they are actually aware of. They might have known that no criminal charges were coming. They didn't talk to any of the women though.
It's possible though they may have been able to research as far as depositions and stuff like that, where they're seeing the woman's testimony or whatever, where they're not doing a direct interview of, hey, let's sit down with the Browns. So because the woman has no reason to talk to the Browns.
No doubt, but the NFL talked to them.
Right, that's my point though. is if you review the NFL's review of the
Yeah,
situation.
But I don't know if
That's their due
I don't know if that
diligence.
information is public for the other 32 NFL teams to look into, because this is the NFL's private investigation. Otherwise, they would have known probably what the suspension would be if they were looking at it. But they have no clue what it's going to look like for Deshaun Watson coming down. So I just feel like they didn't really do as much research as what they said they did initially. They saw a quarterback on the market, and they were willing to bend over, spread their legs, whatever, give this man everything for it because they've been in.
It's wide open.
Seriously though, I mean that's what they did. That's seriously what they did.
I don't
They-
agree.
They gave up everything for it because they're like, oh, we're just in a shitty situation right now. We can't, like,
Even in
willing to sell their soul, pretty much.
I don't think. I think this is an interdivisional thing. You hate the Browns so much. Even the inept Browns, you don't give away the amount of dollars that they gave away without doing due diligence and without feeling like this is a worst case scenario. We don't get them for 10 weeks, which I think is what they believed, and I think was reasonable. I mean, I think if we listen back to what we said when the trade was happened, I think we all expected it's probably going to be a 10-week suspension, and they keep it moving. And I think that is exactly what would have happened until all of this stuff come up. Now it's like this is not going away; it's getting
Stuff
worse.
we can't control. They didn't know there was gonna be more. They come out after the fact, and they went through the court, and everything was settled. They probably thought they was done. It was
Well,
over.
I mean,
Once the situation goes quiet, people forget real fast.
Yeah, exactly.
But if it's not going away, then we got a real problem here.
Yeah, I mean, new cases popping up out the woodworks, and then it's like it's not just the cases; it's the details that come out. You know, like I said, the amount of women. Like again, it's alarming once you saw that he was getting massages from women off of Instagram. At that point, you already knew, like, there's something fishy with this situation.
That was advocate. I know it sounds wild because the numbers is wild, but is it? Does it already presume that he did something with all these girls because he had a lot of?
He
Is that just
admitted,
already presumed just because?
no, I mean, he admitted that, and his lawyer admitted that as well, that several of his massages ended in sexual
Right. So there's like,
favors or whatever.
if they was down with whatever he was doing,
But he's not talking about those. Those women are not filing the lawsuit.
right.
That was consensual because his lawyer
That's when it
literally
becomes
went on.
shaky for me because is now his bags associated with it.
Well,
Because there's no criminal charges being. They trying to. There's people trying to get bags. Now I'm not saying people say believe all women and da 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 da. But the numbers can increase when people just feel like, oh yeah, I did a massage thing with him too. I feel like could be a lot of those in that situation too. Not saying he can do nothing wrong to anybody,
Right.
but that's a lot of people that feel like that wouldn't have came out when it happened if he was really on a rampage
Well,
running through women. You know what I'm saying?
to clarify, the 97 or whatever that I mentioned,
Yeah.
those aren't cases.
Okay.
Those are apparently like confirmed the amount of massages that he received from different women
just
during
during those
X amount of
massages.
months.
Right.
So to me, like I agree with you in that there's
It
probably a
can make it
bunch of
sound more
these.
wild than what it is, just because he had all these masseuses.
Well, there's probably a bunch of
I think that
situations where it
adds
was
to
on the up and up.
Sounds wild.
There's probably a bunch of situations where somebody is trying to get paid, which is like out of 97, it's that law of percentages. Where it was dropping on us last week, like law of percentages, 97 of them, and
you
a
over
third of these
25%.
are saying that something funny happened. Like
Bro,
at least once, it's likely that at least once there was some.
especially when
And
you know,
NBA's being involved.
Yeah, that
Right.
doesn't look
It's
good.
a lot. Like what we like.
it just doesn't look like the optics of it is awful, and it's like
The optics is awful.
it's
for
really,
sure.
really bad because all of this shit makes sense in the case of the women.
Yeah,
'Cause
Nothing makes sense in the case of Deshaun for me.
right.
You know, it just doesn't. It's like, okay, but why?
But we don't know that though. I think there's mad players in the league that have situations like that you can probably follow numbers. Some of the numbers is high of them getting joints off Instagram.
I
think
just
because it was
doubt
the ones
that. Not
that
anymore.
didn't go the right way. Then it was like, oh yeah, I got massages with him. I did massages for him too. I don't think he's like a one of one.
I do. I honestly.
Okay, I'm getting women on IG.
Probably
Well,
not.
you can be my masseuse. Let me get you, or you can help me work out with a personal trainer. And I feel like that might happen a lot.
Probably does. I think that's an easy game to run.
Maybe, but at the same time, I feel like a lot of NFL players who take their career seriously are very particular about their bodies, and they spend a lot of money on their bodies, and they're going to want to make sure that, like, they want a real massage. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I actually need this work.
Right, I need my legs to function, type thing. So that's what most
Well, they got the
NFL
massage
players.
too.
But he doesn't even know what some of these women were certified masseuses. He was just looking them up.
Maybe.
They had,
You need a certification to put your hands on my body.
I feel like most NFL players would say you need that.
I mean, they could just
Probably.
as easily show their paperwork.
Yeah, I mean,
No, he admitted in the deposition like he had no clue. If it
I didn't hear that. Maybe if that's
in the
case.
deposition, he's like, they asked him,
That's
"Did you
not
know if she was an actual masseuse?" No, I didn't. I just saw her.
Not a great look.
Yeah, it's not. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Like
about that.
he won't there for the massage.
Right. Well,
if they want real masseuse, they won't there for massage either.
Well, as far as
you know what I'm saying? Like they
as
knew
far
what
as
time
like
it was.
you didn't know if they were certified.
They knew they want no real masseuse.
I mean, I think they ultimately were, or some of them at least had a license in something. Like one of the ladies said she didn't. She kind of had a license in doing massages, but that's not really what she was doing at the time. She was doing like facials or some shit like that.
he gave her a
I
facial.
get a facial too.
Yeah.
I get that.
No, he didn't get a facial.
No, she got a facial.
Possibly.
Facial.
That's probably why she's suing. But
Sorry.
yeah, I mean, to me, this is going to be another laughable moment for the Browns. I think 5 years from now.
That's what you stuck on.
Oh,
Well,
who cares?
5
want
years
the Browns to go down as hard as possible.
They don't need my help. They don't need no endorsement from me.
I mean,
They've
have-
done this for years.
They have you right.
They've done this for years,
Right.
and again, they'll continue down. Bad organizations continue to do things that keep them. It's a reason why they've been terrible for 30 years. And
Can't disagree with
this
that.
will
Agreed.
continue.
They certainly run the ship badly. All right. Well, I don't even remember. I mentioned it, but I don't even know how we got into that. That was a deep dive on the show.
Cam
Again.
Newton, quarterback and shit.
Let's switch to music. We got a few music things. A couple of quick hits. Not a lot of music this week. We can mention a few singles or whatever that we listened to. But why don't we? You want to start with this? What's the Hurricane Chris stuff you're mentioning?
Oh yeah. Hurricane Chris. All right, so if you've been on IG or TikTok or any of these things to do short videos, a popular song, the A.B.B. mix with the
It's another
with the
sample in
Tony record.
And it's got that what was it, Keisha with my bad.
Oh, that's one of them.
Kaya.
Yeah, so it's
It's
a
got
mashup of
that
like
sample.
3 different records.
This is a really fire ass little short. It's pretty fucking catchy. That
Definitely. It's been going crazy.
Hey,
You're
baby.
able to dance with it. But apparently the type of beat it is like a Jersey club type beat. That's what they call it. It's style music, kind of like DC got go-go, you got the fucking bounce music in New Orleans. Jersey has their own style of music where they make these type of beats, they mix records together. It has a nice little bop to it. So apparently this girl put this beat together, made that, went viral, went crazy. And now apparently Hurricane Chris is one of the samples used on it. He made a record out of the beat, and he's put it out called My Babe. Now apparently the girl was trying to keep contact with him, and they was in talks to try to him coming to Jersey and working things out and working together, just shine light on fucking Jersey on club music or whatever a little bit, because that's what the beat is. And they was talking for a little while, and then apparently he ended up like ghosting her, just doing a video on his own, doing it down in Louisiana where he's from, and putting it out. Just cut her off altogether. So how y'all feel about that? Y'all think that's like a
I want to
Kinda
make sure
get
I
it.
understand the situation. Was it her song? Or is
they-
it just she does this style?
that
and-
beat? The way they matched them 3 songs together is like a Jersey club thing. It's the way they do the songs.
But it wasn't her song.
It's not her song, but she made the variation of it that went viral. Does that make sense?
So, I think so.
It's like a DJ thing. The DJ
So
mixes beats together.
She took his song.
Yeah, and
went viral
Tony,
with it.
Tony, and Kai. You said 3 records in one.
Okay.
It's like a mix.
No, I don't think so.
Right.
I don't think this is a dirty situation. I can understand why she wanted to be a part of it, and it would have been cool for them to link up or whatever.
Yeah.
You know, always nice when you can kind of shine light on somebody that isn't quite as big. Would have been very cool. I respect all that. But I don't think he owes her anything. To me, like, this is kind of like it's how I feel kind of about the cultural appropriation situation. This isn't necessarily a culture, but if it's Jersey style music or whatever, he didn't do it before, that kind of thing. I don't believe that they owe the person that they're kind of using from or whatever, or using that style. So I don't think it matters at all if he decided to do it on his own. It's his song.
Yeah, I can see that.
That's how
I mean, it's a sample of his. It's not his song.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, I kind of have an issue with it a little bit. I'm not sure, like all the details. She might have said something that rubbed him the wrong way or something. I'm not sure, but you know, Hurricane Chris is kind of a nobody at this stage of his career.
He hasn't did nothing.
It's a viral. It's a viral moment. Of course, yeah, they're using something that you did. I mean, at this point, fucking 15, 20 years ago, something like that.
Definitely up a decade.
I get that, but this, you kind of just leeching off of her at this. I mean, you could say she did that to you originally.
I feel like, yeah, that's how I kind of feel about it. I don't think that he can say, oh, he has no loyalty.
But nobody is listening to that and is like, oh, that's Hurricane Chris.
She helped you get back relevant with this.
That's what I'm saying.
You're
right.
using that to your advantage, which is cool. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's kind of dirty when you ain't been making music for like 10 years.
His song,
use this to drop a new single.
His version won't be as big as she was floating around on TikTok. It won't be close.
Does she have anything? Does she have any claim to fame? Does she have anything that she's known for?
No, I wouldn't think so.
I understand what y'all are saying. I don't disagree with that. Like, if she helped blow it up, again, it makes sense that he would kind of want to reward her for helping him out. But at the same time,
it's a whole different sound, a whole different song, a whole different beat altogether.
It sounds nothing alike.
Gotcha. Yeah, it doesn't sound like the song at all.
Yeah. I mean, if
the
you
beat
wrote
is mostly that Tony song, the High Anniversary record.
Right.
That's what the main beat is. So
it's really just the
Raphael Sadiq might need to hit her up.
Which she will have used before. And she's not the first person to use A.B.B. as a sample.
Yeah, that's.
You know, people have used.
She came up off of him though.
Does anybody? You can say that about anybody who's ever used a sample before, though.
Well, they pay for those.
Yeah, right.
Well, not everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it
depends on how big it depends on how big it gets.
Right.
That's when you got it. You know,
and I'm not sure.
If y'all wrote a song though, you put it out locally. A few people know it. It's not that big or whatever, and some DJ in California puts his spin on it. It blows up. Like,
I'm not ghosting that person. If I ain't been relevant for over a decade, you did me a favor. I ain't had nothing popping. I wasn't seeing it all. If Hurricane Chris had been making music and still in the mix and still had his little singles out there, then maybe it's like, all right, though, like I've been out here working, like you use me. But nah, they helped you.
Right.
they
you go
gave you an alley hoop in this.
Right.
Like you ain't had no flip on A-Baby.
No.
like what we talking about? They helped you get a little. I mean, not even him. It was just the beat. It was just the beat. It was good to put on reels. People had a little dance that went with it. So it was just a fun thing.
You know what fucked me up? Because normally you'll go to like you'll hear a song. Like when I heard the song, I seen it on YouTube or whatever. And I clicked on it. I was like, yo, I've heard this beat before. This is that fucking TikTok song or whatever. And I was just thinking, I was like, yo, I never thought, I had never even thought about Hurricane Chris when I had listened to the sample, to that song on TikTok. Never even crossed my mind. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that actually is him. That makes sense. But it's normally a case where it's like, you know, I guess that song already has like some traction before you hear it on TikTok or whatever. In this case, it's like the song was already huge on TikTok, and now you're just trying to use it.
Yeah,
you
waited until it got to its height.
Right.
I'm gonna use this now.
It's super viral already. It's been viral for a long time now. It seems like, and now you just feel like, I don't know. It's leeching to me. That's what it feels like. My career's not going anywhere. I need something. I'll take this.
I see a bag in this.
Yeah. I mean, and I don't his song again, his version of it. it's just not gonna do as well as what's actually floating on TikTok. So
That's fair enough. I get what y'all are saying. Ideally, it would have been better to have worked together and came up together or whatever. I've seen songs that have gone viral on TikTok, Instagram Reels and stuff that I heard it, knew that it's like a commonly used audio or whatever.
Yeah, it's like a thing now.
Looked up the song and was like, yeah, I really like that song. Looked it up and found out that the song was from like 4 years ago.
yeah,
Like it's not even a new song. And it's from a band I'd never heard of before. To me, it's kind of similar to like, I don't know, whoever created it or whoever popularized it on TikTok. Like, I don't think they have any claim to this song. I don't know if I'm explaining that well, but
Yeah, but I think it's different because even with her trying to work with him and do something with him, she won't try to put it. It won't have nothing to do with her. She wanted to shine light on Jersey and the Jersey club because that's the sound of the beat.
Mhm.
It's like if somebody did a go-go record, did a flip of your song. 'Cause that's what go-go is. They flip old records and put go-go beats and fucking band behind it and all that. And when you do that, and then somebody was to just take that and just do something with it, and they're like, "Oh yeah," it's like that's a go-go record though. You from somewhere else, and we made a flip on this. Shine light on the city for what they do. So I think that's what she was coming with. She wanted him to come to Jersey to shine light on the music scene there and the club music that they make, and he just like ghosted her and just did it in Louisiana. So I think it's more of a like, yo, just look out for the city a little bit. It ain't got nothing to do with me. This is just what we do.
Ticket.
Huh?
Probably asking a lot for him about plane ticket out
Yeah, maybe. But hey, I'm stuck down here. All you talking
there.
about?
Shit, I get rattled.
You add another bill to the situation.
Yeah. He probably won't feel in that
Maybe
part.
so.
But no, that is an actual thing though. Like you said, older songs blowing up over that shit.
It's like that guy I like song. People been using that already.
I don't know the guys I like.
It's an old early '90s record, R&B record.
I know what you're talking about.
it's one joint that was like one that I'm specifically thinking of. I think it's called Begging. And it's like, I'm begging you.
Yeah.
That joint is like from 2017.
Mm-hmm.
It blew up on TikTok, and then it like the radio picked it up.
Yeah,
and they're playing it everywhere and stuff. It's a huge song.
That shit has put songs back on like Billboard charts.
Yeah.
The Kevin Gates "Thinking with My Dick" song or whatever. I'm just thinking with my dick.
Yeah.
My shit dumb. You know what I'm saying? This is white dude or whatever that like looks like a fucking some white dad or whatever was singing.
No, that went viral on.
Yeah, he went viral and that shit put the song back on the fucking Billboard chart.
Yeah, I do remember.
And that song is old as shit. That song was like 2016-ish or something. Or actually, I think it's 2013 or something like that. That song is super old.
Reels and TikToks counts as streams.
He's putting.
Yeah.
Was it always with Juicy J?
I think he's on the original version.
He's putting it on the album that's upcoming. Kevin Gates is.
Oh yeah. Oh, well, never mind. It might not. He might have just. I thought it was already on the album, but I guess maybe
it was from a mixtape.
It's just spinning again, so it's like you might as well throw it on there and collect some streams from that.
Yeah,
I hate it, but I get it at the same time.
Yeah, for the streams.
Yeah,
right.
And he just dropped a Super Gremlin.
Kevin Gates been wild out here.
That's what I hear.
Super General.
I just found out him and his wife are split.
Yeah.
Like every song he did for the last 2 years had something about her in it.
Well, have you seen the Super General? Have you listened to that freestyle at all?
I didn't listen to it. But I was
reading
reading about it today.
The beans about all of it in there.
That's what I saw. She cheated on him
with a personal trainer or something. It's like, damn, you done whipped yourself into shape and everything. And that's how she do you.
Yeah, they had a baby or something, right?
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah, just was reading that today.
He said his wife had a baby on
him?
With the trainer.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
But then somebody was sharing a picture of the trainer or whatever, and the wife, I'm assuming this was the actual trainer. It was a woman. Like
couldn't have been the baby.
Like a stud.
Can't get a baby from her.
I don't think so. We've had some advances in technology here recently.
I don't think we're there yet.
Not there yet, I don't think.
Boy, Gates is getting this shit off in that freestyle. He was shooting shots at Ruby Rose, Beyonce. Nicki Minaj. You're reckless.
I didn't hear all of that.
Yeah, he was shooting
wild,
shot,
son.
Like, he was saying like some wild shit though. Like not like just shooting his shot.
No, crazy.
He was saying, Ruby Rose, I can't wait to have your feet facing my ceiling. with my tongue deep down in your ass. When you know how gays get.
Yeah, right.
He said he want Beyonce to piss on him and all this shit. He was going crazy.
I'm worried about Gates' son.
He's got chill.
Yeah,
Like,
he might need a woman.
The wife seemed to be like the thing that got him refocused and like doing well mentally over these last couple of years.
Wow.
So he might be crushed. I'm worried about Gates' son.
Probably.
Worried about him.
I don't think airing out how you want to fuck people's wives is the way to go, though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's bad karma. I
He's
guess you
nuts.
figure it can't get no worse.
Yeah. I'm
But-
they husbands gonna
I don't
respond too
know.
well
I,
to
just, I got a hard time believing she had a baby or whatever. Because I'm like, how's everybody still alive?
that. How's everybody still
How's
alive?
shit still
Hey,
alive?
dog.
What? This is crazy.
Don't know.
Shit crazy out here.
I mean, especially if you big Gates, you a big gangster.
You big all this, you about to do that? Big gangs, you gotta kill everybody, man.
Yep.
You about to do that?
Look, I'll just say it, bro. I hear what you talk about in your music. Okay, I'm not saying that you necessarily have to act on these things. It's probably counterproductive or destructive to do so. This is what you say that you would do in these situations. I can't believe you ain't in jail or choked somebody out or nothing.
Let's say you ready to do a life sentence all the time.
Yeah, he literally says that.
Yeah,
I'm ready to do life. Ain't
Like
it time?
minds. Like my mind.
I need to see that energy, sir. This is not consistent.
I mean,
We get on this. We know your stance on this.
No, okay.
We got like 10 minutes left here.
never know.
Wrap up real quick.
Oh, I got a little bit. Can you plug me up real quick?
Already done.
I got a little interesting situation. Motherfucker's been popping off this week.
Clown, if you think about him, he's a clown. Like, I love the hip hop culture. I'm in love with the hip hop culture. Blood, sweat, and tears went in my movement for the hip hop culture. Here's a man that disrespected dead, Tupac, Nipsey Hussle. You know, people that mean something to us. You know, 21 Savage. I look at how he, get on the phone on his clubhouse with another rat
This is about
and ride against him. Big U. You know, somebody that's respected in hip. Master P. You know, when I think about all the individuals that done something where hip hop is concerned, that means something to us where hip hop is concerned, and then you got a clown like this here, that's talking about, lip wrestling about what he gonna do to Jay Prince. You know what I mean? And all I can say about things like that is, I'm gonna make him twerk if he come this way because I know who he is, right? I'm gonna make him twerk with some lipstick and makeup on because, that's the way that is with all that lip wrestling he's doing. This dude is like a real bozo. And I don't understand how LA, because we got so much respect for LA, but here's what I know about him in LA.
Alright, y'all gotta get the gist. He getting all the old
He
head.
got that
old head
diarrhea
disses
on
on.
the mouth. He just be talking shit.
This old sucker ass MC. I thought he was gonna drop a sucker in there. He's a bozo. I'm gonna put lipstick on him and make him twerk.
I don't know what
So
that
apparently,
means exactly.
Wacker Hunter been getting his shit off against Jay Prince, real disrespectful, like. And now Jay Prince kind of been on his little press run, getting his shit off.
He's a $1
In
million worth of
response.
game, right?
$1 million worth of game. This is another interview where he did like 3 of them I've seen. He all coming with that same energy to whack every single interview he do. I'm like, damn.
Did you see the part about the Larry Hoover documentary?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
think that's what it's stemming over a little bit.
Yeah, that's what I think. Or that's what my understanding too. He had a lot to say about that in that $1 million worth of game interview, and he mentioned like there's been no conversation. He made it sound like he might even said it straight up, but he made it sound like Wack just ghosted him on this documentary. That Wack was kind of supposedly supposed to be helping set up and
I think I heard the woman that shot it,
Mhm.
Wack is managing or something. It had something to do with Wack.
He was a middleman between her and Hoover, whatever.
They shot something about Larry Hoover, and now they're not trying to give up the footage.
Yeah. So I read Wack actually put out a whole text chain between him and Jay Prince about that, specifically the documentary, whatever. And
Wack's so messy.
it backed his side.
Yeah.
On that part of it. I don't know anything else, but on the documentary stuff, like Jay Prince really, like I said, basically made it sound like he was ducking him or wasn't providing any information. And all the conversation straight up was pretty clear, I thought. They didn't reach the agreement that they were wanted to or whatever. He kept saying that the woman that shot it, she ended up only sending like intro and outro type stuff. Where he's got, she had a ton of actual footage of sit downs and stuff like that. That's why Jay Prince was upset. But I don't know. I thought it was an interesting text chain thing. If you have a minute,
they went past that shit now. They went to straight disrespectful shots.
Yeah.
They went past any type of resolve. It seemed like to me, the old heads is going at it.
You gotta solve this the whole way.
Max a wild boy.
Yeah. I mean,
he has not changed just because Jay Prince is involved. I will say that.
I don't know if I like Wack or I don't. Sometimes I just feel like
He seems like your type of guy.
He definitely does.
I don't know because he talks about too much.
He's entertaining.
He's
definitely entertaining, but it's just like you don't know everything about everything.
That's how he talks. Like, he knows the ins and outs of everybody.
Right. You don't know everything about it. Some of this shit is.
Give him credit. He has been part of the industry for a long time.
No doubt. I have an issue with people who talk too much. I just feel like it's not that much to say, so you making shit up. Like I always have felt that way about the person in the room that talks and knows about everything. Those people are liars.
So story about everything.
Yeah, and it could be an entertaining story. And it's sometimes I had a guy like that on the football team. I knew he was telling a lie.
The story was good,
but his story was good. I want to hear some more. We wanted to hear story time, and Wack 100 strikes me as that kind of person. It's like, yeah, it's very entertaining. Like you paint a vivid picture.
Apparently, he lives on Clubhouse, and that's all talking.
It's a lie though. For the most part, is how I feel about it. So
I think he wants to be like an old hack.
I think so too.
I think that's like the way he's trying to be right now.
Very, very entertaining, but I don't have much respect for him.
Yeah.
Just messy, man. You too old to be doing this messy shit on the internet. But you know.
Yeah, it's like you guys are not gonna get out there and fight. Yeah, y'all not gonna fight. Like stop it. Stop it. It's not necessary.
Yeah, I forgot about that. I did see that earlier this week.
That was funny though.
Well, real quick, couple of minutes here before we wrap up, get the samples and stuff. Any particular music this week that you listened to? Had any comments on?
What did drop? I forgot. It ain't been nothing crazy. Listen to that Triple X, like that Ransom and Freddie Gibbs record. Y'all like that Pharrell 21? Tyler Creator?
I seen it. I didn't listen to it yet.
I honestly turned it off 30 seconds in.
Beat was a little too wild.
I hated it. Yeah.
Is
What is it? Like, I mean, what's so bad about it?
I thought it was pretty good. I don't think it was that bad.
I don't know. I listened to 30 seconds.
Is it to be noted?
I didn't even get the Tyler's part. It was just 21 saying like cash out, or something like that.
It pains me to say this as a Virginia guy.
Oh, I hope you say it.
Is Pharrell not that good of a producer without Neptune being with the Neptunes?
I don't know this stuff enough to comment, but I definitely, when I saw it and heard it, thought to myself, I have not liked the majority of Pharrell produced records over the last 2 to 3 years.
You gotta like think about it, and it's like, since he been doing this Dolo producing shit, it ain't been hitting the same.
He's too weird.
It's mad weird beats.
Yep. Oh, I'm so glad.
I know that's that lane of doing like the weird beats.
Yeah, I mean, he's always kind of done stuff like that. But I don't think it's because I don't think it's just him in the studio cooking up beats. I think it's always somebody like him is always using other people to help him out.
I mean, the credits don't lie. Like this beat specifically, it was for a producer for it. It was no other. They'll list if it was other people that would help produce on the beat. They'll have a list of the credits. I've seen a lot of songs he's done recently. That Neck and Wrist, that was all him. A lot of the Pusha Jones was all him that he did. So it's like he's been doing this solo producing thing. And I'm not saying all of them be trash.
Right.
He has some that I like.
But it's not the same.
But it's not like when he's with Chad Hugo and the Neptunes. I feel like they never put out nothing that was out. That was all.
I don't know.
So I don't know.
I look at it as maybe it's just phased out a little bit. Too.
I wondered
At
that
the same
too.
time, it's just gets to a certain again. It's hip hop. You're no longer hip, and it just doesn't sound as good.
But he does records with all the new artists. Like he got records with everybody. That's new now. Moneybagg, Cardi. Like he's working with everybody.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of that is based on clout. It's not based on the fact that he's the hottest producer in
I
the
mean,
game.
he's still
or
a
he's making-
legend. There.
Yeah, right. Clout. It's not based on the fact that he's making the best beats in the game right now. Because you could, if you wanted a better beat, you probably could go to one of the heavy hitters in the game, like Metro Boomin or fucking Zaytoven or what's your guy's name? Jay Keith, ATL Jacob. You will go to one of these guys. Those guys are putting out constant heat, or even like a Hit Boy.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. So I just think maybe it's just one of those situations where this time is passing and we're just.
Don't get me wrong. I still think he has one of the best ears in music of all time. So I think his song composing and that side producer is still elite level to me. Like,
For sure.
He does that well. He's gonna give you a fire hook.
You
all
still
that
have an ear for it.
Yeah. But
Right,
some of
but-
the beats has been a little like, all right, it's kind of it's different.
I 100% agree. That was the first thought I had as soon as I hit play on that.
Yeah.
And I've thought that a handful of times recently. Not a huge fan of his recent production.
It's a little all over the place, but who knows? Just a thought. Y'all
I
see Ray
agree.
Shrimmer put out a new record?
Who?
Ray Shrimmer.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Called Denial.
I did, but I didn't listen.
Is it
It's
good?
a cool record. It's like
Jimmy's been in a lot of trouble lately.
I heard about that, but not really though. Like, what happened with Jimmy?
We'll go over it a little bit. We got this new equipment, sounding a little bit better. I might not have to use the same 2-hour limitation program thing that we were on before. We're gonna go over a couple minutes.
That's
It was a lot of stuff with him and his big mom, where like she had, she had a lot of pictures and text and stuff of him going wild and bruises and busted lips and shit like this. It looks really bad.
Had time, man.
Yeah, so I thought it was really weird to have the album because I hadn't even heard of album rollout. This is coming. Be on
They
the
have been
lookout.
talking about. I've been hearing
They
rumors
have.
the past few months about them. They about to come back out together or whatever. I don't think they've dropped in like 4 or 5 years together. They've been doing Dolo shit.
Yeah,
But so I'm excited about them putting out music. But damn, I know about that shit with Jimmy. That's not good.
yeah. It was a lot of damning looking stuff. It wasn't just a random claim. It was like there were pictures and that kind of thing.
That's not good, Jimmy.
You think she said something about his career? She said that's why Sway Lee carried you. It's like bopped it. It's like
Probably at some point, knowing that that's the hardest thing that could cut.
That's just stuff. Well, with that being said, the record is like emo type shit. Like an emo record.
The
It's
whole album.
They ain't put out an album. It's just a single.
Oh, okay.
And it's like, I don't know. I like party records. They make party records. They make club records. They make bang.
that's the best
their lane.
version of
I
them.
don't know if I want emotional Ray
Black
Shrimmer
Beatles.
right now.
Yeah.
Is right.
I don't know if I'm ready
Keep
for
more
emotional
of that
Ray
coming.
Shrimmer, but it was a cool record. I won't say it was bad.
I thought you meant a whole album. I got you just a
No,
single.
not that. But it's supposed to come in the album. Maybe that's held up because of Jimmy's situation. Who knows?
Right.
Who knows? Oh, new single from my boy Rich Homie Quan dropped.
How was
Something
that?
called Still Sinning. That shit hard. I like it.
I missed
Once
that
he
one.
back out here about to put out a new project. I'm gonna listen. Motherfucker just disregarded Quan for no reason. He still got heat. I'm listening.
Well, it's got some space for him in the game now. If his
They make
problem
the
was-
same music that he started.
Well, if the problem
So to
was
speak.
with him and Young Thug, it might be a
Right.
lane open
Hey,
for
I ain't
him
even
now.
think about that.
Right.
Well,
I ain't even think
It's
about
wide open.
that. Wow.
He can capitalize. I mean, for a while, it seems like
With timing.
you
That's
want to deal
nuts.
with that issue.
That's nuts. What we got? How LeBron became a billionaire. You heard about that?
Yeah.
I did. I don't pay any attention to billionaire. I feel like they announce billionaires not regularly, but like I feel like there's been a few people that have been announced as a billionaire like 5 times.
So you saying like billionaires becoming like millionaire now? Like everybody's a billionaire.
No, I mean I personally just don't care, but like I don't know what to believe because I feel like there's like Kanye.
I thought.
I feel like there's something where like it comes out like Kanye has now become a billionaire. and then like 7 months later, it's like, well, this deal has pushed Kanye over $1 billion. There's, was the first one not real then, or what
I
happened?
think the big deal with LeBron is like he's the first active player to actually be a billionaire.
That makes sense.
Playing, which is nuts.
That would be that's a hell of a feat.
It's kind of crazy.
I thought he was already a billionaire, so that's why it didn't faze me. I was like, oh, I thought it had already happened before.
Nah, he was on the show The Shop, and they asked him, what he'd like to do after his career. He talked about podcasting, of course, and he said he wants to own a team.
In Vegas.
Specifically in Vegas.
I did see that.
Okay.
So he said he want to move, like move an NBA team to Vegas?
He wants to have a team in Vegas. Apparently, I've seen people talking about supposedly NBA is about to have 2 expansion teams. One in Seattle. They're bringing Seattle back, and one in Vegas. So obviously, LeBron already has this knowledge, so maybe he's just throwing it out there and let them know, hey, I'm about to retire, so I'm at a Billy now, let's talk. Let's talk.
I don't know. We'll see how that works out. I mean, he already is kind of a GM-ish type person right now. I don't know if LeBron is really capable of building a championship team without him on it, but we'll see how that goes.
It is always a hard translation for the all-time greats to do another job, or usually.
Yeah.
It's like they're used to being able to have so much input on the court and bring out greatness in a team. But, Jordan's an easy example. It's harder to count on other people to build and become this thing because they don't have your ability.
Right, but I also feel like, at that stage, LeBron, he has so much shit going on. The same thing I feel like with Michael Jordan and stuff. It's like, are you really dedicated to basketball at this point? Since you got so much, other businesses and stuff like that. Like, instead of like,
I was at the tail end.
Well, I'm saying like, if he was in a role where he's building a basketball team and stuff like that, like, wouldn't you want to just like? I don't know if LeBron would give somebody like full reign, like appoint an actual president of operations to build the team and him have like not be like the final say so type person or like him, being like all hands in and stuff. And I just don't feel like he would have as much time to dedicate.
You say you don't think he would do that?
Well, I think he would. I don't know if he would like. What I'm trying to say is like, I think LeBron wants to be the person who makes all the final decisions, but I don't think he has time to do those things, or he will have time to really be fully invested into basketball at that juncture, like of his life. And I don't feel like he would want to hand the reins over to somebody else to say, "Oh, you can actually do this. You're full time to be dedicated to it. You should do it instead of me." I don't feel like he would give that up when he actually should.
So you think he wants to be an owner GM?
Yeah, type player.
Why do you think that?
Jeff Jones out here.
I mean, that's LeBron. He's a player GM. I feel like he would want full control of the situation at all times. But I don't know.
Sure,
I can see where you get that from.
That's what
like
he's been.
he always has wanted to have more input control than what his current role would be.
Right, and I feel like he would
why not expect
override
that to be the
a
same?
person that's in that position. I feel like LeBron would continuously override them to say like, I want this player, I want that player, or
But is it not what? I feel like that's what all owners do.
Yeah,
At some point, they override something that's people that's under them
at
making
some
decisions.
point. But a good owner would trust the person they put in that position.
The best owners find a good GM.
Right, you would trust the person you put in that position, and that's it. You make the decisions. Like, of course, there's certain things the owner wouldn't go for, or you do have to run by them, and that's fine. But they're not necessarily all hands, like, micromanaging every move that you make. They trust you to make the best basketball decision.
Yeah, I don't see I don't see LeBron being like a micromanager like that. I feel like he's gonna have so much, for the reason that you're saying, he's gonna have so much other shit going on that he's gonna have no other choice but to let the reins of a president or GM run the team. I think he just wants to be the owner of a team.
Yeah, because honestly, like being an owner of a team is more of it's a business thing. It's not a basketball thing. Like people buy teams because of the increase in
generational
value.
wealth for the rest of your families to have.
Oh, for sure.
A team in the league.
For sure.
If his goal is to like build a championship, then he would target a GM role. I know what you're saying, but I do kind of lean towards. I think he would be. I do see him doing that because he said he wants to, and he seems to do whatever he says he wants to do. Like, I mean that in like he's determined. If he says he wants to do something, he's going to get that done, and he's been successful at everything that he's done up till this point. So if he wants to be an owner, I assume that's exactly what he'll do.
Everything he said he's going to do, he's done that shit. So I feel like he's always like been ahead of the game before he puts that out in the world of what he's going to do.
Right.
So saying that I want to own a team in Vegas specifically when they're supposed to have expansion teams in Vegas and Seattle, but you know he's already had that shit in the works.
Yeah, it wasn't a coincidence.
Yeah, it wasn't just a shot in the dark. He just threw out Vegas. He probably had his eye on that shit for a while, knowing the ins and outs of the league and how they move. You got to get in there early. I'm sure a lot of people are already bidding on them teams to have them, so you got to get in there early. So I better do your thing.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to think about it. I'm sure it's something that he will do, but we'll see how successful he is.
Yeah.
Part of his life.
Well, he was successful with. I watched Thursday night that new movie that just came out, Hustle.
Awesome. He was hyped about that.
I am. I'm gonna watch it again this weekend. I really loved it.
I watched it yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
It was
We
good.
won't get into details, but
It was good. It was a good movie. It was good.
no, I mean,
It was good. I don't think it was like crazy. It was like a movie that you can already see where this is gonna go type shit.
yeah,
It had like a lot of like familiar faces in the league.
That's the part I was kind of like blown away by. And
It was a lot of
to
fucking
me,
NBA guys in it.
there's clearly like direct influence of LeBron being producer.
Yeah,
It was LeBron and Maverick Carter.
Yeah.
Everybody is in this fucking movie. I'm
how they
talking
work that out.
coaches, GMs, players,
Yeah, Brad
former
Stevens in
players, Kenny Smith. Like, it is filled with basketball greatness.
Through and through.
And to be honest with you, I didn't think anybody stood out as like doing a bad job acting in the movie.
Right.
Like, it didn't seem like
Most of them didn't even talk.
right. But the ones that did,
Yeah.
it didn't seem like it was like a corny cameo where we're just going to grab some basketball guy. Like, it played well in the movie. That was a really good movie. I agree with you. Like, it's not an all-time great. This was an incredible production, but I thought they did a really good job with it. Just random.
You ain't seen it, bro.
No, I didn't
All
watch
one of them growing apart, but I got a good thought on the movie.
Maybe next week. Maybe next week we can come back to it.
it. I'll check it out. Told y'all I watched that
It's a cool watch.
Keep Sweet, Obey and Pray, or
Mhm.
something like that. Or Pray and Obey, Keep Sweet, Pray and Obey. Docuseries on Netflix.
Watch that coach joint.
Yeah. That's just wild. It just amazes me every time I watch one of those that shit like that exists. That, you know, is real. It's people out here who really listen to one person, and everything that they say is the fucking gospel truth, the Bible. Like they really think that this person is a prophet, and it is hilarious.
There's a lot of lost souls out there, man.
These are
Had nothing to look forward to in life. They need somebody to lead the way for them.
These are Mormons. I mean, they like, I don't know their religion necessarily, but I mean, they seem like happy people. They like just grow up in this community, and this is how they live lives and shit. But it's to the point in this joint like where he can literally take a whole person's family away, and people just fine with it. Like, they're not fine with it, but they're not gonna leave the community.
Yeah.
They're gonna try to do whatever they can do to get back in that person's good graces. Like, he gave your wife to somebody else and your kids,
Right.
and made you one of the lowest people in the community type thing. Like, so it's wild to me that I mean, and it makes me think, like, how many of these are still ongoing, like, or are happening as we speak.
Tons. Yeah.
You know, it's just wild, like mind blowing that this type of shit is going on.
Well, man should have all this power, man. It's
Right.
crazy.
I definitely want to watch it. I always enjoy cult documentaries. They're so interesting. So
Yeah.
I was certainly
Warren
be checking
Jeffs.
it out.
They watch a good show on, I think it was on Hulu. It's called Candy. It's actually based on a true story, which I know y'all fuck with.
It's a movie, right?
Is it a movie or a show? I think it might be a show.
Okay. I might be talking about something different.
Yeah, it's a short series though. Well, it's not that many episodes. But it's based on a true story about this woman. I think it's back in the 50s, 60s or something. That apparently like killed her best friend or something, and she kind of got away with it. It's a good story. It's kind of wild though.
Justin Timberlake.
Yeah, some stars in that joint.
That was dude
Jessica
from
Biel. She's
Orange is the New Black.
Yeah, some familiar faces in that joint. Shit is wild.
Interesting.
Yeah, damn. And The Boys.
The Boys is crazy.
That's a wild fucking show, yo.
Yeah, they take it there.
Some of the shit they get on, I was like, how y'all get to be able to put this on the show?
Yeah, they continue to take it to the extreme of what superheroes or what you think superheroes are capable of type thing. Like things that you never. I mean, it's things that you think of, and they take it to the next level. Like, I mean, I'm sure people have thought, like, I wonder what Wonder Woman looked like having sex. They take it to that level or whatever.
It's on some shit like,
and then
it's
expand
totally opposite from shit Marvel would do.
Right.
It's on some shit like superheroes aren't perfect type shit. Shit.
Oh, nowhere near. Like,
but they like the most fucked up superheroes I've ever seen in my life. Like,
that's what I want. That's
to the point where it's just like it's normal fucked up people with powers.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah,
it's an interesting spin to put on it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really. I mean, they take it there pretty much every episode.
You watched the new season yet?
I watched some.
That first episode, dog.
So I saw.
I couldn't believe what I was watching.
I couldn't believe they did that shit.
Couldn't believe I was watching.
I've never seen the show, but I was on Twitter, and y'all seen Black Mirror, right?
Yeah.
The person that on Twitter was like, I thought that the Black Mirror episode, the first episode of Black Mirror, where the president has to fuck the pig, is the craziest scene I've ever seen on a TV show until this. Now I've watched The Boys, and he didn't hint at anything that happened, so I have no idea. Yeah. He said it was the craziest scene I've ever watched.
You've never seen nothing like that in your life. It's the most ridiculous shit.
I'm gonna watch it like to see that without any.
Just saying, like people who can shrink, or when you see superheroes that can shrink and stuff, you think like, oh, like what would a real person do if they could do that?
They show you.
They show you some shit.
I'm gonna watch it.
It's
the first episode of that.
Of the new season.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the first episode.
But the first episode of the show altogether is wild. Like the first few seconds, they set it off. I was like, oh yeah, this was the type of time we.
I got you. I kind of want to watch that. I've heard nothing but great things about the show. What's that on?
That's on Amazon Prime.
Okay, cool. I got that.
Yeah, it's just good. It's a good show.
But
finished up American.
All American.
All American.
I'm like a quarter of the way. There's like 20 episodes each season, right?
Yeah, it's a long season.
Yeah, I think I'm like 5 or 6 in.
But it's a straight up bingeable watch. You can binge that shit
easily.
Like I think I just finished it up.
I gotta start it over. I can't get into it. I don't know why.
Also, I know you like to call it cheesy a lot. I don't think it's nowhere close to cheesy as Cobra Kai. You know, I have the shirt on today.
Nah, but it's only because Cobra Kai is a comedy.
Is Cobra Kai a comedy?
Yeah. It's like a comedy drama, but
I don't know. I didn't know it was a comedy. I wouldn't think that was a comedy.
You don't think so?
I think it's like dramatic.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, it certainly has drama in it. Like, there are scenes where it's like it's supposed to be intense and twists, turns,
it's like
whatever.
Funny parts in it. I like a little bit.
But it's like silly.
Yeah,
silly at times.
That's why I think it's just like cheesy though. It'd be like cheesy shit.
Yeah.
I don't see All American as cheesy. It's just hella dramatic.
Yeah.
Well, them kids be wilding.
Yeah.
Like, they all fucking each other. It's just they just wilding. Y'all wilding kids a little bit.
There's times on the show where I don't even want to say borderline. Like, it's straight up corny.
Yeah.
There's parts that are corny. It's like this would never happen this way.
Oh yeah.
It's so perfectly aligned to just make the story continue, and it's like, oh, the craziest thing just happened, and we say, hey man, we're brothers.
Yeah,
Like,
It's
we
every
gotta
episode
move
is
past
like that.
this.
It's always
It's
some
like-
crazy drama at the beginning and the ends with, "Come on, man, we ain't got to do this.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
better than that."
So,
shit like
That's the
that.
part that's cheesy.
Yeah, I get you.
I think it's well enough done and the story is cool that I still enjoy it. But
storyline keep you in.
I mean, there is damn near every episode where it's just like, all right, come on now, a little bit extra.
They make some up and then they end it with a cliffhanger.
Every
Whole
time.
dramatic shit happens. To
Play
let you watch
next.
the next episode.
Play next. I gotta find
Give
out
me every
what's
time,
happening.
man. Give me every time.
I'm a little bit surprised you didn't like it, just because like so much of the theme is football related.
It is
Obviously, it's not like the
I didn't-
craziest
I didn't
football,
really,
but
yeah, I didn't see it as football. I saw like a show that, I mean, 'cause they don't really deep dive into like
The football.
football.
It's
part.
like-
I'm
you ever
not
watch
breaking
the
down
game?
film or anything.
You ever watch the game? The show, The Game?
The old
The football
I
show?
don't know.
It's like that with kids.
Right.
It's a
right.
football based on football,
Yeah.
but it's more so about the drama. Than
Right, that's
football.
that's how I
Yeah.
took it. It's like football is really the tertiary part
look at you.
of the show.
Tertiary?
look at you.
Yeah, it's
What
not.
does this mean? What does this word mean?
Third, it's beyond secondary.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the next one.
The tertiary.
He dropped that
Where you get that from?
successfully.
Where you get that? Where you get that fucking word at?
Good word. I know the word, and even when I try to say it, I usually stumble once.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Gotta name the pod that now. It's fucking tertiary.
Tertiary. Appreciate you supplying us
It's
with
like
that.
fucking candy, chocolate candy. Fucking tertiary.
Like that Hershey's.
Yeah.
That's a good show, though. That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah, definitely a good show. I rock with it.
Anything else about TV here, I guess, while we're on it?
No.
What the foolishness we got?
We got off of music real quick. I didn't have anything crazy to talk about, but I did find some good singles, and for whatever reason this week, I guess because there wasn't any like full albums dropping, I just added people that I like to listen to, any singles that they put out. I ended up finding a lot of like rapper stuff that was really good from this week. I'll just run through it real quick. Denzel Curry had something featuring Reason. Black Thought, Joey Badass, and Russ were all on the track. You already know what that is. Simba had another single, was really good. And Ransom and Freddie Gibbs, which you mentioned. That was all the rappity rap that I listened to this week. But man, I don't know, it was fun. I kind of got out of that for a while.
Yeah.
So jumping back in, it's just like, man, some of these bars these dudes got are retarded. And the one that I shared with y'all, Mike Dimes, no idea who that guy is.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Dimes featuring J.I.D.
Good record.
That joint is fire.
Yeah.
That's one of the better songs I've heard over the last few weeks or whatever. And last two, some R&B, Capella Gray and Ty Dolla $ign got a new song that was fire. I don't know nothing about Coltrane. You know Coltrane? This joint was Coltrane featuring Lucky Day. It's kind of dope
It's
too.
not familiar. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's
Check it
not
out.
familiar.
Check it out if you're interested in R&B. They were good stuff. Good songs.
Mhm.
You said you didn't really listen to any music. Do you have anything you wanted to mention? Music
no,
wise?
no,
Nothing.
no, nothing
Boy,
new.
boy's been chilling. Oh, Access, that's right.
Yeah, I haven't. I didn't listen to.
I want to listen to that since we.
I listened to a couple tracks or something.
Yeah.
I know I'll find something.
Oh shit, man. Your RP Trouble, man.
Oh yeah, that was
Who is
crazy.
that?
RP Trouble.
That was
Rapper
a
from
Atlanta
Atlanta.
rapper.
I saw that he died.
I don't think he was ever associated with no clique or squad, but everybody pretty much fuck with him.
He did stuff with Tiana?
Maybe.
No.
Maybe I got
I
some
don't think he's
songs.
been signed to. I think he was signed
Well,
to
not.
a major label at one point, but he's never been like a part of no clique or nothing. But he rocks
I've
with
never
Thug, he
listened
rocks
to
with
his. Yeah, I've
all
never
that
listened to his
Atlanta.
music, but I feel like I've heard his
41,
name.
Gucci. Anybody that's came up in Atlanta the last decade, they kind of rock with Trouble.
Gotcha.
Yeah, well, I fuck with him.
Can't mess with
R.I.P.,
these
man.
women, man.
Got killed last weekend or last week or something.
Yeah, got shot in a woman's house or whatever. He was asleep
Oh,
her
wow.
her current boyfriend, or ex-boyfriend, whatever,
Yeah, right in there.
came and ran in there and shot him.
That's crazy.
So,
Craziness.
Yeah, look, yeah, gotta move smart out here.
I mean,
Tough to blame the man. It was a sleep.
pretty sure he was as comfortable as he could be. Going, so you know what I'm saying?
Now, obviously, you couldn't trust her. You should have been as comfortable. So, but hey, things happen. It's fucked up for sure.
Shit.
Yeah, that sucks.
Man, I rock with Trouble heavy. He made some hard music. For real.
Yeah.
You can barely hear what he's saying because he's like super hella country. Super country. Like you gotta like hear a couple times what he's saying. But you know, trouble is hard, man. 34 years old.
Damn.
Sad story. Sad story.
Well, we can't go out on that.
No, we can't.
We gotta. You had mentioned we didn't end up getting to Rogan. Joe Rogan came on Flagrant 2.
He did.
Fuck yeah.
He did.
I was a little bit surprised that you checked it out. Just I didn't think you'd be interested. Not anything
Really?
like particular reason, but
I mean, I watched
I
some.
saw that shit did 2 million in one day. He was like, gotta watch it.
No, I mean, I told you I was gonna watch it when I came in and saw you was watching. I was like, I'm gonna check it out. But I watched some Flagrant. Mostly, I just watch clips. I don't really watch like a full episode. Sometimes I do. It just depends on what they're talking about or not. But and same thing with Rogan. I normally don't watch a full episode of Rogan because it's so fucking long, and some of the shit is kind of boring if you're not interested in what that person or who that person is or what they're talking about or whatever.
right.
So I'll just catch a couple clips of it. But when I saw them on the pod together, I'm like, oh shit, I gotta check this out. And it was amazing from start to finish. Like, really, I was rolling, like laughing out loud.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And it wasn't even like intentionally funny, like necessarily like nobody was cracking jokes early on, like talking about it. It was just what they were doing.
Listening to their interactions.
Yeah, their interactions. It was. I thought it was a great pod, man. Shout out to Joe Rogan and Flagrant for the collaboration. It was dope.
I was excited just because, like, obviously with Andrew going on there multiple times, like, and he's mentioned him so much during random episodes. Like, I know that they're friends.
Right.
But Joe doesn't do any podcasts.
Yeah, he barely leaves it.
He does his podcast constantly, but I don't know if I've ever seen him on anybody else's show.
He's dropping 5 a week. Right. He got time to do podcasts.
He had to move a podcast to do that.
Yeah,
right?
So he like specifically mentioned he only came to New York for that, moved the podcast. Like, it was just cool to see, like, that's how tight they are. That he was willing to come kind of christen the new studio and stuff. And I also thought it was cool, like, he's just mad comfortable with everybody.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like I'm here for Schultz and,
Right.
I'll talk to your other friends. Like, he was crushing Akash.
Yeah.
And, like, joking with Mark and stuff. It was cool. Just cool to see.
You see why Jogan is so great at what he does. Because he just fit right into the situation.
He can talk to anybody.
He just demanded all the attention almost.
Yeah.
During the whole joke.
Yeah.
Like,
He is the star.
yeah.
It always blows my mind just how smart he is.
He knows a lot about a lot of shit.
Whatever the topic is, outside of sports, if it's not MMA, you mention something and he'll give you like 10 facts.
Right.
It's just like, how do you remember all that? How do you know all that? Why do you know about wolves?
He call himself stupid though.
Yeah, I like he plays it humble or whatever. Schultz called him out on it. He's like, quit telling us you're stupid. You know everything.
You've been gathering information for over a decade. All these people you talk to, you kept some of this shit in your brain.
This motherfucker, he go from talking about goddamn sharks and bears to UFOs and shit. And you talk to scientists, you know?
Right, like dumb smart.
Right.
Like dumb smart is probably not. Super smart.
So, yeah, I mean, he's a smart dude. And you can just tell he's smart just because of all the things that, like, the tangible things you've seen him do. You know, like, from hosting shows, comedy, fucking hosting fights or, being an analyst and shit like that. But, like, who wears as many hats as Joe Rogan does?
Maybe Stephen A. But that's it.
I don't even know if he does, you know? Like, ultimately, like, overall.
A lot of this stuff overlaps.
Right. It's just impressive, all the things. Because the things that he's done are completely separate, like, realms of entertainment, you know? From fucking comedy to sports and fighting and shit like that. It's weird. And fucking Fear Factor.
3 to 4 hour podcasts.
Yeah, right.
So how do you find the time, though?
You forget that's the guy from Fear Factor a lot of the time. Or you forget that he was even a comedian.
That's the funny thing is because of all those things, depending on who you ask, they know him different.
Yeah.
You mention it to somebody and they're like, oh, the UFC guy.
Right.
A lot of people are still like, oh, that's the Fear Factor dude. I obviously you got tons of people that are like avid podcast fans that are like, oh, Rogan, I love Joe Rogan podcast. Just depending on who you talk to, they know him for completely different realms. It's kind of wild.
That's true.
Did you like the pod? I was
good.
curious what you would think because I know you were, had your thoughts on back when he had gotten in trouble and stuff with
all this
shit. Yeah.
With all the stuff.
Yeah, he's dropping nigga on the podcast. You know what I mean? I don't have no hard feelings towards Joe. I still think he's great at what he does, and obviously he's close to Schultz. So I think it was past due for him to get him on the pod. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it. I get no feelings. It is what it is. Anybody think about this shit, man? Joe,
Yeah,
Joe is too big. It won't
Yeah,
take him
the
down.
boys fucked up.
Yeah, that was. I couldn't believe he got Akash to smoke.
I couldn't believe it.
I couldn't believe he did.
Yeah, especially since Akash turned down everything else.
The cigar. He was like,
turned down
good.
Yeah, right.
Take
right.
it anyway.
Turned down the cigar. He turned down the liquor. And something else, too. I think he even turned down the pizza. Motherfucker didn't even eat a slice of pizza.
No, because I don't know.
He didn't. I'm
maybe.
pretty sure he did.
Right on the pork beef.
That's what I was thinking. Maybe pepperoni.
But he definitely hit the blunt. That was
That
hilarious.
was too funny.
That was hilarious.
It's happened with the.
He's like, am I doing it right?
I don't think he really hit it though.
No, the
He
first
really
time he definitely didn't, and they were giving him mad shit about it. He went to blow out and nothing came out. He was like, all right, take
I
another
thought it
one.
was funny because of course Schultz was like hitting it the whole time. He was like, and I'm not even that hot. You barely hit it one time. And Schultz been pulling it the whole fucking 3 hours. Of course he's gonna be hot than you. I thought it was funny, but it was just good times.
Fun pod. They obviously came to just talk shit and have a good time.
The studio
With
was
that
nuts.
many vices.
Yeah, the studio was nuts.
Yeah. Yeah, the studio is sick. That was all I got. I was
Yeah.
forgot about that earlier, but
Yeah, that was dope.
anything else that y'all wanted to talk about here before we wrap up with the samples?
I think we're kind of good though.
Bet.
Got in the extras.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you are on the audio, you know we got. If you are on the audio, you know we got these samples coming. And every time I say that, I forget. Like if they're listening to the audio, it just literally starts right after this. I don't know why I give this intro into the samples, but if you're on the YouTube, we'll be back next week. We appreciate y'all. Peace.
Peace.